Așa, bună seara și bine v-am regăsit la un nou live stream, cred că urlu acum, sper să ne auzim bine. Ia să-mi spuneți dacă e tot în regulă, muzică și tot ce trebuie. Nu vreau să fie foarte tare pentru că mă interesează foarte mult ce se întâmplă în joc, așa că o să las muzica super încet. Bine v-am regăsit, dragilor. Așa, Simba, am văzut că nu mai ai baterie la telefon. Mă, tu nu știi că avem live stream în seara asta, de ce nu ți-ai încărcat telefonul? Și mai avem 30 de secunde. Cred că o să pun și pe pauză, mă gândesc, până o să înceapă ăsta, că tare mie este să las unițel pe pauză. Așa, și să vedem, naiba, ce se întâmplă aici. Sper să am totul pregătit, așa, pe aici văd că e totul în regulă. Salut Teodora, salut Thunder Gaming, bine ai venit, Alexandra, bine ați venit, dragilor. HE09, ăsta zici că e un nume de medicament ceva sau de vreun ăsta, cum era cu COVID-ul, cum s-ar zice, așa, sună foarte bine pentru o denumire de asta de medicament în primul rând. Așa, Ade, salut, bine ați venit și nu uitați să lăsați și voi un like, foarte important, măcar acum așa, că avem motiv de sărbătoare. Salut, Ade, bine ai venit, salut Bogdan. Și suntem 32 de persoane, mămică, veniți și pe live stream-uri așa mulți când facem panoramă pe acolo. Andrada, salut, bine ai venit și mulțumesc că ai rămas în continuare membru pe canal. Cred că a trecut o lună, să zic, de când ești membru. De obicei cine și-a membru la mine pe canal dispare după o lună. Dar stați să dăm și noi cu sunet, că cred că ăștia au băgat sunetul. Să aude ceva, fiți atenți. Avem muzică, mâncați aș de la ei. Oh, nu ieri, salut, bine ai venit, salut. Bună, Andreea, bine ai venit și mulțumesc că ți-ai renoit abonamentul de membru. Salut, Iulia, mulțumesc că ți-ai renoit și tu abonamentul de membru, bineînțeles. După schimbările pe care le-am avut. Avem și muzică de fondal? Ia să auzim ce muzică, sper că nu-i cu copywriting. Andreea, salut, bine ai venit și mulțumesc tare mult că ți-ai renoit abonamentul și tu de membru. Următorul live cu asta va fi. Salut, Loco, bine ai venit. Hai, mămică, 40 de like-uri să bărâim și noi acolo. Bineînțeles, o am și pe Stimabila, dar cred că voi mai avea nevoie de una. În prima parte o să avem Infantul, o să ne prezinte update-ul acesta, tare curios sunt. După care o să avem Growing Together. Ia că să începe, ia fiți atenți. Hai bă, că întârziarea-s 2 minute, ce naiba. Ia, today. Ok, deci începe cu today, growing together, static, singurogram, așa, ok, and guest, avem și guest, ia să vedem. Introducere, base game, update, deci începe cu infantul, după care growing together pack. Tare curios sunt de moarte. O să fac pe mare display-ul când va începe, asta ca să știți și voi, dar vreau să văd că e totul în regulă. Mai aș lăsa acolo o idee, muzicuța asta. Stai, mămică, că e prea tare. La 1. Las așa. Îmi spuneți dacă se aude tare pentru voi muzica. O să o dau chiar eu puțin mai încet. Uite, cam așa ceva. Să se audă ceva acolo, că parcă zici că e, nu știu, prea încet. Ia. Ia să vedem, mămică. Ăsta l-am mai văzut odată. Deci este infantul pentru început. Hai să vedem, mămică. Bine ai venit, Maria. Nu uita să lași și tu un like. Unde pot găsi obiectul pentru ecografie? Caută cu când setezi custom content acolo. Deci apar toate obiectele. Acolo îl vei găsi. Mamă, mușcă de mână. E real, naibii, ia uite-te. Cute treats. Așa. Ia uite ce răgăie. Ce ai făcut, mămică? Ăla cu ochelari seamănă cu mine când era mic, din capul Messi. Și asta e Mirela aici. Ia. Gata. Ia să vedem, mămică, prezentarea. Expecting. Pe cum e expecting? Nu se lansează pe 14, ce naiba? Ia să vedem. Behind the scenes. Am mai avut chestia asta, ne-a prezentat-o la Summit.
The objective the team rallied around was to surpass player expectations for freeing the babies.
Da, ultrasound machine.
Now our vision to accomplish that.
Aici sunt cei mai prolifici simări care sunt foarte bine plătiți ca să mănânce răhățel de fiecare dată când face simsul cu o prostie. Și mă refer la cei care promovează jocul. S-a tot discutat pe tema asta, că cei care fac parte din ei game changer, ăștia mari câțiva, orice ar fi, ei zic că nu, că și Lil Simsy, spre exemplu, a zis o chestie, că drama cu nu știu ce. Așa, 38 de persoane, mulțumesc mult, dragilor. Nu uitați să lăsați și voi un like. Deci aici este partea de prezentare în care ne spun cum au ajuns ei să facă infantul și prin ce au trecut ca să ajungă să facă chestia asta. O să vorbesc mai puțin ca să înțelegeți și voi. E oricum destul de basic, adică trebuie să înțelegeți. Vă mai zic așa prin sărite câteva chestii. Ba da, ne vor arăta... Asta e o prezentare. Na, o să intre cineva de la ei și o să ne arate cum ne putem juca cu infantul, ce poate face, chestii de genul ăsta. Hai să vedem. Și bineînțeles, dacă vrea cineva să-și ia membru de data aceasta, aș fi tare bucuros. Am pus și un gol acolo, măcar o persoană. Astea sunt persoanele care au participat. Aici este cine a făcut voice-over-ul pentru infanți, pentru sugar mai exact. Uite, vedem acolo în spate. Să fie drăguț, gen. Și eu fac crize. Da, va fi Georgiana multiplayer, da. Accessory, glasses, dințișori. Bună, Roxana, bine ai venit. Nu uita să lași tu un like. Omul ăsta e de când s-a lansat Sims 4 și de dinainte a lucrat la proiectele Sims. Îmi place chestia asta că va putea interacționa cu cats and dogs. Ma, asta mi-a făcut și mie fi-mi o chestie asta, să mă muște de deget. Așa, bravo. Aoleu, ce seamănă cu al meu. Ia, gata, hai. Hai că începe acum. Singurul Frost. Da, mulțumim, da, ne mulțumește că ne-am alăturat lor astăzi. Sta să dau și eu sunetul, o idee mai tare. Și mi-a lăsat eu sunetul mai încet. Deci la început vedem infantul. Ne prezintă update-ul. Simguru Nova. Da. Aha, hai să vedem. Ia, hai, bună seara, bine v-am regăsit. Cred că o să le cam iau din față, din păcate și-au pus cam în față chestia acolo, dar pe noi ne interesa să vedem ce se întâmplă și ved că este în familia lui Bob Pancakes și au un bebel acolo, ia să vedem. Pe 14 ar trebui să avem infant și pe 16 growing together, corect. Ia să vedem. 39 de like-uri. Așa, hai că-s curios de moarte, deci nu vă spun că de curios sunt. Bă, ăștia au folosit cheat-uri, au 991.000 de simoleons? Promovează cheating-ul? Ha! This is not okay. Bă, dar aș muta și eu, mă, ăla ca să nu pară așa. Ia sta să mă uit eu pe aici. Dar nu știu cum naiba să mut astea. Fac naiba vreo prostie. Alertă, rocher. Nu le mai mut că poate fac naiba vreo prostie. Voiam să mut să-i vedeți și pe ăștia. Da, oricum îi vedeți acolo. Da, domnul Bob. Deci înseamnă că Eliza este însărcinată sau ce se întâmplă cu ea? Hei, uite crib, ia uite spătuțul acolo. Arată foarte bine. Bă, dar ce naiba să vede așa, mă, ăștia nu folosesc rișei să vede ca naiba de urât. Nu, ne arată și growing together. Au și spus că la început e infantul, sugarii și după aceea growing together. Ia. Ia. Mamă, ce-mi place lama aia de acolo roz.
we also have it laid out for everyone to really look at everything.
Oh,
let's just take a look at everything.
look at these things.
Yeah, this is floor one.
Ia uite ce e aici de lucruri noi și ce-mi plac, băi, într-un final avem și noi pătuțuri de alea noi.
I'm really excited about
Alea sunt de knitting, cred. Pe acolo pe jos, dar lama aia este superbă. Va fi una nouă. Nu mai știu cum îi spune acum. Ia uite, bă, ce de lucruri.
Little llamas. I guess they're not little, are they?
Those are quite big llamas.
Interesting, interesting. Ia stați că vreau să spuneți dacă vocea mea este mai înceată, că n-aș vrea să audă foarte mult vocea mea.
I'm gonna go into build mode really quick to show off this one. These actually all have variants as well. I just haven't placed out all of their variants. This one in particular, I like the little animals on it.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Așa. Deci vocea vreau să o las mai jos pe a mea ca să auziți ce spun și ei.
Over here we actually have 3 new toys.
Ia, 3 noi jucării.
Unique audio for them. So I thought that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're like sensory development toys.
Aha, și se poate juca cu ele.
And then
E shaker de ăla de face așa cu el.
head on up to the next floor. I wanted to
Da, să știi că seamănă puțin, ai dreptate.
the dinosaur one's my favorite.
E posibil.
And these are also my new
Roxana.
favorite rug, I think. As you can probably see over here, because I've decorated literally every room with them. Here, yeah.
Yeah, perfectly handy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
put them everywhere.
Îs ceva obiecte, să știți
Anything else you wanna
așa.
look at on this floor?
Well, what's out back there, Morgan?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mai avem și pe afară, ia uite-te. Vai, ce drăguț, ăla poți să faci o grădiniță. Mă gândesc să fac, știți că am avut odată acum mulți ani o serie cu grădinița, dar acum pot să o fac 100%. Pot să fac și creșă.
And I think we're going to look at it during the next part of the stream, but you can also childproof these.
Yeah, so they've got a new baby proofing option, which is
Deci putem să punem copii acolo, să stea ca într-un fel de ăsta, de joacă, playground.
But essentially,
Georgiana,
you could
mai
set
avem
that
până la
on
Sims 5.
any door, on any gate, and they
44 de like-uri,
just
mulțumesc
wanted
mult.
to give you one that looked perfect for
Își ceva obiecte pentru un update, un base game update, deci asta îl veți primi toți, deci chiar dacă nu trebuie cumpărat. Deci ce vedeți acum aici veți primi toți în joc, în base game update. Nu cred, mama, câte pătuțuri aici! Alea din spate îmi plac, astea din lemn, nu știu, nu pot să zic că sunt drăguțe. Ok, deci sunt și toddlerii pot sta în ele, bineînțeles.
Yeah, I love
Uite,
the
pentru toddleri, hai că au băgat și pentru toddleri, hai că s-au gândit bine.
So, like the one closest to us has actually been converted into a toddler bed. It's one of the upgrades that Sims can perform on some of our cribs.
Convertul creep!
So that the furniture ages along with your Sims.
Șmecher!
Show up in your household. On the far end of the room, though, we've got our travel crib.
Asta e cribul,
Like this one as well.
cred,
You can
da.
actually live drag it around, place it in a
Bun,
Sims inventory,
poți să-l iei cu tine.
distribute to other locations, so you always
Să-l
have
pui
a
într-o altă
place to
locație.
grab a little rest on the go.
Și asta ce are upgrade? Să-l transformi în pătuți? Ia.
Yeah, but for right now, boy,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard to do a live stream today, Morgan. If we
Ia uzi că va fi un live stream greu pentru Morgan astăzi.
That's actually for a reason though. We wanted to show off something new that we're adding also for base game.
Ceva în telefon?
Science based.
Bă, nu se vede nimic de fața voastră.
It's a social interaction, but you can also go
Social.
to your phone and you can choose to have a science baby with somebody, either by yourself or with another sim.
Mamă,
So
ce
we're gonna go ahead and click on
mișto!
this, and you might notice that options are appearing here for Sims that you also don't have a romantic relationship with,
Da, ar fi o treabă.
which is really cool because it lets you kind of tell whatever story you like here, whether it be a surrogacy story or something, or yeah, there's a lot of different stories you can tell with this.
Yeah, I know. Like the first time I heard science baby, I was like, "Oh, what's that?" But it's really this broad term that captures a lot of new possibilities for stories that you can tell. So whether it's a same-sex relationship, whether it's something platonic, whether
Foarte
it's
drăguț.
surrogacy, like you mentioned, there's all these types of stories that you just weren't able to tell in The Sims 4 previously.
Gen au conștiință
and now all that's
cumva.
possible, which is
Yeah.
such a great addition when you think about it.
Bela
So for
got.
this live stream, Eliza doesn't really want to have a baby with Bob. She's going to have one with her friend Bella. They do have to be some degree of friends, but they are. So Bella agreed. And Eliza's gonna go off now and have a science baby.
Așa, make a quick trip to
Yes.
hospital.
And whenever they have a science baby, they won't go through. It'll be
Can
for-
now take family leave?
'cause
Oh,
Magic
aleu.
science.
Nu cred.
So fast forward a moment here.
Așteptam.
I've actually had twins before this way as well.
Nu cred.
Today.
Girl.
Ce
We'll name her
șmecher.
Amelia Pancakes.
Deci a fost, de fapt, mamă surogat.
Here. Bassinet.
Deci aia a fost, deci puteți alege ca un alt sim să fie mamă surogat. Nu pot să cred așa ceva. Adică, spre exemplu, mama naturală nu poate să aibă un copil și alege să facă printr-o altă mămică. Șmecher.
But with the update that's coming, our newborns now have the same range of skin tone possibilities as all of our other sims in game. So they're a much more natural addition to your family, right? From the get-go.
Iu, și de aici o să vedem infantul, să știți. Newborn. Vedeți că apare acum newborn, nu mai apare baby. Deci nou născut. Șmecher, îmi place. Ia, uite-te, draga.
But to talk a little bit more about improvements we made to our newborns, because it's not
Talk.
just aesthetic.
Dacă
Why
te
don't I
bat.
invite Simguru Lakshmi to join in and tell us a little bit more about the changes to them.
Hi, yeah.
Au, ce m-am și
We
speriat
did
naiba.
quite a few different things to help our newborns fit into the game a little better. The first thing we did was we smoothed out caring for newborns. So now Sims can
Ce-a
continue
făcut
to
bre? S-a
them and
blocat?
seamlessly transition between interactions. And also a
Foarte
caregiver will
șmecher.
automatically respond when they are crying.
Ia, ce
If you
drăguț.
have a weather, we've added compatibility so that newborns will react.
Și
to
parcă
being
arată și mai
outside,
diferit
storms,
acum.
extreme temperatures.
Cred că au lucrat la
They'll
texturile
cry, you know,
bebelușului.
they're unhappy about that. The show off to interaction is a little easier to complete as well, and it now allows you to show a toddler their new sibling.
În seara asta, după stream, dacă vreți, intrăm pe multiplayer pe Discord. Dar trebuie să mănânc, bineînțeles.
And then one more tweak we made was how long it takes a newborn to
Cărucioare, păi stai
automatically
măi că
jump,
încă nu știm
into
posibil.
an
Da, ar
infant.
fi o treabă,
Since
Maria.
this stage is now just covering the very beginning of life, we shortened that time a little bit. But the other ages have been extended to make sure your Sims can
Sentiment
see their
game.
little ones grow up and maybe even have children of their own.
Yeah, super cute. But
Da,
as
foarte
adorable
drăguț.
as
Să știi că, într-adevăr, ăla parcă e de la Vampire, așa, seamănă puțin. Ce naiba l-o fi făcut din lemn, așa?
Yes, we do. Okay, so let's go ahead and go
Baby
here
care.
to age them up early.
Ia că-i dă, acum se transformă în infant. N-a priviți. Hai că începe. Ia. Ia. Hai. Bă, nu mai folosi speed-up-ul.
Okay, here we go.
N-apăzea. Eu te face poză. Cui faci, bă, poza la Amelia Age Up? Și are deja direct un trit. Nu cred!
There are actually traits for infants.
Yeah, 6 of them.
Ia uite, calm, sunny,
And they
wiggly,
range
intens.
from
Mamă, ăla e
sunny
intenție
and
groaznic.
just generally easier
Oh!
infant to intense, where they have big emotions.
Ăla e
and
groaznic,
they
așa a
can be
fost
a lot more
Simio.
of a challenge to
Intens.
play with.
Plângea la
Tim
orice
sounds like a
chestie.
handful for our stream today. Maybe we go back over to Sunny Morgan.
No. We're gonna go with
Mie îmi place la cu
we're gonna
senzitiv,
go
așa
with
este.
cautious today.
Familiar
These
but
things
slow
appreciate
warm
more,
up to new
but
experience.
are
Uite, ăla e precaut.
I think we're gonna be able to show something cool.
Deci dacă îl duci într-un alt loc e puțin așa stânjenit. Vai, cât de mișto! Ia uite-vă cum îl pune pe un...
Select these traits when your sim ages up into an infant, but infants can actually be fully customized and created and create a sim as well. So why don't we?
Băi, nu mai folosiți coduri, mă, ce ne învățați să folosim coduri în Sims? Mamă, cât de drăguțe! Și acum ne trimite în Create a Sim să vedem bebelinul! Vai, cât de drăguție, Doamne! E de fapt un toddler mai mic. Ia uite ce dă ținute are! Bine, alea sunt oarecum luate și de la toddler, să știți, ținutele. Le cunosc. Uite ce frumos e. Nu ăla. Vai, cât de drăguț. Ia uite și pentru formă, nu cred. Bă, e băiat? Nu e băiat? A zis că e fată.
wanted to give players really cute basics that
Nici nu-mi dau seama,
mix and
naiba.
match.
Sleep,
We
ia.
have a bunch of new onesies.
Vai, ce
leggings
frumos e
and
ăsta.
tops, we have
Și ăsta arată
bodies
foarte
that are
bine.
cute, like, I think we have like overalls. Yeah, the overalls are
Dar
really
cât o
cute and
sta
like
așa, infant?
we also have some seasonal stuff. We have
Pentru
a winter,
vară. Ai, ce drăguț!
like, it keeps you
Vai, cât de
warm.
frumos e
We
ăsta, nu
also
pot să
have a
cred.
really cute bear one. I think that's also my favorite.
Te rog să nu vină cu multe erori.
Fuzzy
Ia uite, bă!
material, super cute. And then also,
De asta a avut și
you
filmul,
know,
exact la
hot
fel.
weather and you don't want to have much clothes on your baby. We also have cute baby diapers.
E de schimbat scutece, mămica.
And then
There's a lot of those.
Da,
Yeah,
da,
we
bine
have
și
a bunch
Toddlers
of
o arată
those.
bine.
I love the way they rotate to show it.
Yeah. And for more storytelling options, we also have
Uite, aici are scute
baby
pe el.
accessories. We did some really cute baby glasses.
Dragul, A, ce drăguț. Bă, dar parcă e prea mic, naiba. Sugarii nu poartă ochelare,
And
așa
then we
mici.
also added a
Sau poate
baby
da, dacă
helmet.
s-or fi născut cu vreo problemă, dar asta e posibil.
And this was something
Uite și
brand new to
cască.
me.
Asta știți pentru ce? Dacă copilul are plagocefalie, adică are capul strâm, gen poate să fie o cască să-i îndrepte craniul.
My absolute favorite.
Yeah, the aviator one was also.
Așa arată, exact la fel. Foarte drăguț.
Okay.
Did you want to show off some hair now?
Ia, părul, ia să
definitely.
vedem.
Let's look at some of the new hairs.
Avem new hairs. Ăsta nu-mi pare new.
The baby hairs.
Hai, bă, ce facem asta? Nu mai știe să joace Sims,
We have
doamne.
some that are like, you know, some babies have lots of hair and then some babies.
Frate, asta e în Toddler, există? Asta e gen fără păr. Asta e nouă, asta.
I think the one, I think it's the second one from the bottom right.
Cred că cel mai mult asta îmi place.
Yeah, that one.
Pare
That
cea mai,
one we're calling
cea mai
the
reală
crispy one because
dintre
that was, like,
toate.
one of the harder ones for us to achieve because we're truly trying to get like a new painting style. So hopefully that comes off really well as a newborn.
Și asta e drăguță, dar mai puțin realistă. Aia mi se pare cea mai realistă.
Oh, go ahead,
Oh,
Steph.
you can go ahead.
Well, was there more that you were going to want to
Face,
share?
skin
Because I
details.
was going
Ah,
to
uite
go with
dinți.
some of our cool skin details.
Da,
Oh
uite,
yeah,
dragă.
that's what I was going to ask if you wanted to go ahead and talk about stork bites.
Ia, uite, astea
Yeah,
sunt
for sure.
semne din
So let's bring
naștere.
Guru Nova on to talk a little bit about our
Bine, cam așa astea, să se nască copilul cu astea, e
stork bites,
destul
for instance,
așa.
and some for our other ages as well.
Dar se poate naște, deci e o chestie pe care nu o
You can
alegeți.
apply stork bites, which are birthmarks specifically for infants in CAS, and as they age up, they will fade away, similar to how stork bites work for infants in real life. But you can
Mamă,
make use
câte
of the
are.
new skin
Oh,
details
da, ce
we're
mari sunt.
offering in later ages as well. Coming to base game, we've added birthmarks across the ages in CAS.
Deci,
Each with a set of
pe
swatches to
toată
kind of
durata
match
vieții.
different, skin tones and
Acum
ensure
ni le
that
arată
they
și la
show up
asta.
visibly and look natural. And we've also, as you've seen
Uite.
in the cast preview, maybe added a
Băi,
bunch
e
of
interesant,
different,
da, e mult mai realist
additional
așa.
skin details like stretch marks and
Da,
a
da, da.
C-section scar. To kind of help you
C-section,
create more
dacă are
realistic
operație
Sims
cezariană,
as
v-am
they go
prezentat,
through
ia uita, și
different stages in their life and
vergeturile,
represent,
ce v-am
the
prezentat eu
changes
acum
that,
2 zile,
a
cred.
Sim's body
Foarte
goes
drăguț,
through,
da.
as they
Mi se pare
age
normal.
and raise a family and things like that.
Foarte drăguț.
Yeah, I feel like the Sims feel a lot more real now with all of
Yes,
these
yes,
details
da,
on
mult
them,
mai realist,
so
corect.
Certainly been enjoying seeing that in game.
Yeah, and of course, variants across the board.
Cred că da, poți să le scoți cu un cheat sau ceva, mai mult ca sigur. Da, ăsta e farmecul, na, te naști cu o chestie, poți să rămâi cu ea toată viața dacă nu-ți permiți, în viața reală mă refer. Ia, că păi nu văd nimic. Ah! Iu, ce șmecher, deci puteți alege dacă mămica poate produce lapte sau să fie stearpă, gen, să nu...
Yeah, additional storytelling
poate să
options,
producă
especially
lapte.
around, pregnancy and children.
Ah, ce drăguț.
Okay, so let's hop into
Șmecher.
some Sims gameplay and see them in
Și se
game.
potrivește cu ce v-am prezentat eu la Childbirth.
What was
Foarte
her name,
tare.
Amelia?
51 de like-uri, mulțumesc mult, dragilor.
Amelia.
Ia să vedem!
All right. Well, let's start with a bath. Let's just show off some of these cute new things.
Ia
we're
să
gonna
vedem cum
be
îi face o
doing with your
băiță.
infants. Maybe let's give her a bubble bath.
Frate, dar mutați-vă, scoateți-vă fața, că nu vedem toate activitățile de
Now,
acolo.
of course, this is just one of
Uite,
many
dragă,
different
ce mai
options
merge
in there that
încet.
you're going to have for taking care of your infant.
Stai!
And infants have all of the needs
Yeah.
that you've come to expect from
Duce la
them.
băiță!
We're taking care of their hygiene here, but different options for sleep, for hunger.
A, ia uite, are cădiță
for
specială în care îl
attention,
ține.
all those
Vai,
different
cât de
things
frumos.
today. But you'll see all the cute.
Chiar e tare. Pentru mine e și oarecum așa, că eu abia am trecut prin experiența asta. Adică pentru mine e recentă în viața reală, să cu baia și cu toate chestiile astea. Bine, al meu nu stătea cu giugiulel, cu...
Just perfectly adorable stuff.
She seems
Foarte
like
șmecher.
a pretty good mom.
Da, e o mămică tare bună, ce-i drept, da. Eliza Pancakes, cum naiba.
With attachment, would you like to tell us a little bit about that, Lakshmi?
Ia, hai, gata, a făcut
Yeah,
băiță?
sure. Both our newborns and infants are sort of trying to gauge if the world is a place where they are safe. If they're left crying or with low needs, they'll be feeling neglected. But when
Normal.
Sims are caring for them and spending time with them, then they form this good sense of attachment. To help understand how this attachment is developing, there are moodlets that will let you know how cared for your infant is feeling.
Baby care, chicken
You might see
fun,
one on her
food.
now. I'm
Ia.
not sure, since she just got a little
Growing family. Oh,
mommy
deja a
infant.
băgat chestii, vedeți?
Yeah.
Well
so she's-
cared
she got some
for.
care, so she's feeling
Aw.
well cared for.
Bubbly bath.
So when a couple of examples are when an infant's got a good level attachment, then
Bottle
they won't
feed.
feel neglected when
Yeah.
they're crying because they
Și aici ai
trust
dat
that someone will
biberon.
help them. But if that care hasn't arrived in the past,
A, dar nu
then
vrea.
their attachment
Deci, ia
will be
uitați.
low, and so they'll feel extra sad.
Ah,
when
ce
their cries are
fain.
unanswered.
Ah.
Also, as we just saw, when the sim is caring for, or showing affection
Ia
to
uitați
an
mâncare
infant,
pentru
let's say help you
copil,
keep
nu pot să
house
cred când
clean.
intră la diversificare.
Then if you build attachment,
Omletă
as an
cu
infant,
cereale, nu pot
we
să
have
cred.
3 reward traits that can be earned when the sim ages up. There's happy infant for a sim that formed
Salut,
a good
Roma, bine
bond,
venit.
therefore trusts that
Așa e,
sims
Denis.
have good intentions.
Șmecher,
And
mămică,
match if they're
șmecher.
very well cared for, which also means they like trust their caregivers specifically. And then if you intentionally push to the other end, there's also an unhappy infant, which will make them basically more skeptical of sims. They have a hard time trusting the intentions of those sims.
I love that it tells
Da,
us
da, da, așa
like
este.
care and attachment from
Da, mâncarea de bebeluș chiar arată foarte bine, acolo din ce am văzut, dar nu au și preparat-o, cred că ne lasă pe noi să testăm chestia asta, să
Now,
vedem.
Morgan, I saw you clicking on the high chair a
Hi, hi,
second
hi.
ago, and I bet a lot of people in our chat.
Ia uite, poate să-i facă pică-bu, poate să-i dea mâncare direct în scaun. Ia să vedem. Ia, sweet potato, piure de cartofi dulci, morcov, pisați, uite. Deci toate e mâncare pasată, gen. Exact ca realitate, deci exact 100%. Sunt curios să vedem, ia. Așa.
Some of those issues you experienced in the past where a toddler would just
Ia uite ce drăguț! Aici? A, deci acum momentan îi dă maică sa, copilul nu știe să pape. Ia, ai, ce frumos! Explore again. A, ia uite, deci învață și chestii de mâncare. Ia zi, Mirel, seamănă cu viața reală. Uite, dăm... Oh, ăla nu cred!
They try their new food, can't because they're currently trying it, but there's a selection of different baby foods you can try with your infants. And they'll either be unsure, they'll like it, they'll love it, or they'll
Aha,
dislike it.
deci
And
putem
they
să...
react
Mâncarea trebuie să fim foarte atenți că îi place
accordingly.
sau nu îi place, deci trebuie să
Figure out
încercăm mai
what they
multe
don't.
tipuri.
You might notice that she was unsure about mashed peas. That's one of those ways that Amelia's trait here,
Yeah.
that she's cautious, is going to come into play.
A, da,
Because
deci
she's
copilul
gonna be
știe, e
unsure
frică de
if she
experiențe
likes
noi,
eating more
adică
often
să
than others.
încerce lucruri.
So just there's a lot of little things like that within those traits.
Deci
impacting
trebuie
how they
atent
behave
la chestia asta.
differently. That's cute.
Iar scoate mâncarea din buzunar. Eu m-am făcut că nu văd chestia asta. Uite că acum se duce la frigider și îi gătește ceva. Deci cred că poți să-i și gătești, n-am văzut ce setare a dat acolo sau ce neba a făcut. Și aici are playground-ul unde pune bebelul și se joacă. Uite ce grijă are de el.
And we added a nice new option around that as well because
Hai că mai avem puțin până pe 14, până se lansează. O să fac și atunci un live, cu siguranță. Bună, Mirona, bine ai venit și nu uitați să lăsați și voi, dragilor, ne apropiem de 60 de like-uri. Mulțumesc tare mult. Și aș aprecia tare mult dacă ar mai intra cineva membru pe acest stream. Aveți acolo butonul de alăturete. Hai să vedem. Level up la mental skill. Ok. Deci are și skill-uri. So cute. Mirela, mai mi-a dus și mie, te rog, o Coca-Cola rece dacă mai ești pe live.
What's Iggy coming over to try doing?
He was going to try to entertain her.
Maybe we can play a little.
Uite, se joacă cu jucăriile. Ia, face pică cu fraso.
They're super cute when they do it.
E sad, uite, săraca. Bă, chiar e o chestie foarte, adică, 50 de persoane, bine ați venit, dragilor, bine ați venit. E gratis, am spus, poate n-ai fost. Deci ăsta îl primește toată lumea. E rest time, deci trebuie să facă un nap. Dar din 14 martie, da? Ia uite, poți să-i cânte. Bă, da, nu e, parcă... i-a făcut și măsuță dintre aia specială de schimbat, că am văzut în trailer. Deci are și măsuță unde schimbi bebelul. Și văd că și aici putem să facem upgrade. Să ne adăugăm chestia aia, uite. Săraca, uite, este puțin speriată. Ia. Stai că nu știu ce pat să aleg. Yeah.
We waited a little too long to put her to bed and now she's grumpy.
Nu prea-i convine că o bagă la somn. Așa e și al meu și acum are cu somnul. Când îl duci la somn, ia uite-l pe Bob unde doarme pe canapea, ăla e extenuat, nu mai poate. Da, au trituri, au și spus că au. Le-a arătat puțin mai devreme. Unul dintre ele este ăsta de precauție. Uite cum doarme. Foarte realist, clar, o să schimbe foarte mult totul. Abia așa să-i bagă familia Dumitrescu! Toate chestiunile astea. Foarte drăguț, foarte drăguț. Dar cât o dormi? Tot așa are toată noaptea? Sau se trezește ca orice copil de ăsta micuț așa de mai multe ori pe noapte?
We've got a whole wealth of packs.
Uite, poate să dea și un pupic de noapte bună.
And so we added a lot of content for infants across some of those packs as well. So when I think about expansion packs, like of course with cats and dogs, your infants are going to be able to pet the dog. You know, that's always the most important question to the internet, right? Or if you have a game pack, like say Parenthood, that's something that should really naturally integrate with an experience with infants, and it absolutely will. So, developing your parenting skill, you're going to find new ways to.
O să apară automat update-ul în e-app sau în origin ce folosiți. O să vă anunțe aplicația.
There's a bunch of onesies that you can knit.
Onesie.
Definitely, try it out with some of the different packs out there and see what you can discover. I think they're really nice part of the overall Sims 4 experience.
Văd că asta tot îl păzește pe aici.
Thanks for joining today.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really happy to give this detailed look at.
So cute.
Now, of course,
new baby.
All players, all platforms.
Sleeping.
On March 14th. So
eu cred că se trezește, dar pe Steam apare tot așa. Da, și pe Steam. Toate apar în același moment, nu contează platforma pe care o aveți. În acea zi. Și la noi cred că va apărea undeva pe data de 14 după ora 8 seara. Așa se lansează update-urile la noi.
But I'm going to tag in Grimsu Rudoy, our lead designer on Growing Together.
Ia. Cred că asta a fost tot cu infantul, trece la Growing Together, ia să vedem. Deci 30 de minute, da, gata, ia. Foarte drăguț. Mi-a plăcut ce am văzut până acum cu infantul. Foarte fain. Dar să vedem că asta este apogeul, așa de infant am mai văzut noi câteva chestii. Dar aici e vorba de expansiune, ce aduce nou. O chestie ce am citit, spre exemplu, trollerul acela cu care vine bunicul, îl veți putea folosi. Asta e foarte tare, adică puteți să vă puneți lucruri în el, puteți să căutați lucruri în el dacă vine cineva la voi, să invadați spațiul așa cumva. Și acum expansiunea. Da, este. Spre exemplu, dispozitivul ăsta de îl ține pe copil în spate a fost ajustat și pentru dacă ai un robot, dacă ai un vampir, dacă ai orice alt ocult, se poate pune copilul în spate așa cumva sau în față să-l ții. Asta cu dințișoare mi se pare foarte drăguță. E ceva în plus. Da, San Sequoia parcă se numește noua lume. Acum nu știu dacă nu și arată, dar normal ar trebui. Mie nu mi se mai văd mesajele. Dacă te referi la chat, dă și tu un reload la chat. La stream cum ar veni. Me too. Mamă, ce place chestia. Ia, uite ce plânge. Și uite, ăla, trollerul ăla, vedeți? Ăla putem să-l folosim, nu e o chestie doar așa din trailer. Ce frumos. Bine, imaginile astea pe care le prezinte aici cu toți simții ăștia care stau așa, fiecare discută în stânga, în dreapta, sunt făcute de către ei în spate, ceva foarte complicat. Niciodată în Sims nu o să vezi că se întâmplă chestia asta. Camera asta este o chestie făcută de ei, au și spus lucrul ăsta, nu vom avea record sau ceva. Și 16, bineînțeles, primi și chestiile astea, eu deja am făcut precomandă. Growing together. Ia să vedem, mămică. Important. Bun. Aoleu, ce m-am... Ia uite, a avut timp să se schimbe, domne, ia uite. Sta să dau sunetul.
I'm very excited to be here.
Da, și noi ne bucurăm că ești aici,
I don't know if... I just want to be clear. This is not normally what I dress like to come into work.
Da. Nu vine așa la lucru.
In this all the time, but
I do.
it's a special. Yes, Morgan does. But it's a special occasion, so we thought we get dressed up a little bit.
Ia să vedem.
I'm a sloth.
You were unsure.
Foarte drăguț. Și aici e o altă familie de fapt.
As was announced earlier, this is Grimsirudoi.
Oh yes, hello. Sim Guru Morgan still with us.
În vacanță, la
And if you
cumpărături,
hear
naiba.
Morgan saying Scott, that's also me. My name is Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Online.
Când te duci în excursii, e posibil ca următorul game pack pentru Sim să fie cu hotel. Și de-aia l-au băgat, mai mult ca sigur. Bună, Carla, bine venit, nu uita să lași tu un like. Deci eu cred că asta e de fapt un hint pentru game pack următor, care e posibil să aducă hotelurile, resorturile. Așa se tot vorbește.
I'm gonna poke through some outfits. Why don't you tell us a little bit about like a brief overview of your pack while
I would love to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
So with the Sims 4 growing together, what we wanted to do was we wanted to give the player the opportunity to really celebrate the kind of
la noroc să o enervăm.
memorable milestones of every Sim family.
Ideea e că bunicii vin incognito, neanunțați, deci asta e o chestie, un future nou.
They may interact with each other.
Ia, mămica.
I'm gonna step back a little bit. Talk a little bit about kind of our design pillars, our design goals for this pack. We're gonna see examples of them.
De ce avem un tat,
but I'm gonna talk about kind of what we were trying to hit with growing together. And the first one we started with of kind of making sure that
eu cred că vor fi băgate, Teo, mai mult ca sigur.
That when you are interacting with family members, that it feels different. And when you are interacting with a
și e posibil să aflăm în vară lucrul ăsta.
Your close family, whether that is extended family, whether you have family kind of across multiple households, right, living in different lots, kind of all those different of family, that it feels special and meaningful to be interacting.
Da, dar nu e bună ăla, nu.
And then kind of going out beyond that, the next thing we looked at was really deepening and making more meaningful all of our relationships across the game. Obviously, our family relationships.
Vin într-un meniu, mă duc să-mi iau un suculeț. Dacă întreabă cineva, să-mi iau repede un
talk about some of these features that I'm really excited about for growing together that do this. We wanted to make all of our relationships deeper and make them more meaningful so that when you have two Sims, talking to each other, conversing, having these social interactions, that they really do feel like they are two individual Sims with unique kind of social preferences and compatibility, and making it so that it doesn't feel like any two Sims conversing at any time are like any other two Sims, that those conversations, those relationships are different and unique. And then once we did that, the thing that I really enjoy is kind of like the icing on the cake for growing together is we really wanted to provide a sense of the drama of life that we were excited about when we looked at the lifetimes of our Sims and how to make them interesting throughout. And here we kind of did it in two ways. We gave features where players are able to really start off their Sims in a dramatic fashion, give them kind of like interesting ways to relate to each other, but also be able to trigger potentially moments in their story that are more dramatic. But we also had the game be a little more reactive. There are some features in growing together that I think are really
ia uite aici ținutele. Interesting.
Story prompts for your Sims that give them an opportunity to maybe
Șmecher, mamă ce bine arată topul ăla, așa foarte drăguț, chiar arată foarte bine. Cred că au păstrat de la high school year, s-au învățat de acolo o lecție, pentru că hainele de acolo au fost foarte drăguțe. Uite, ăla, spre exemplu, de sus seamănă din Growing Together, dacă vă uitați, primul de sus. Ce drăguț! Să rămână șițele, mulțumesc mult, Sevena, mulțumesc! Mulțumesc tare mult!
And I would like to think that we succeeded, but we can look at some of their outfits now first.
Ia să vedem. Bine venit, by the way. Uite, ne uităm la ce lansează ăștia pe data de 16 martie. O expansiune nouă și un update.
My body as I can with this. It's gonna get really hot. I'm gonna say it right now.
Aoleu, dar asta e arată ca țăranul, naiba. Salut, bine ați venit, salut. Bine ați venit, dragilor.
It's fine. I'll be fine.
Lumea în 5 minute, bine ai venit. Cred că ești pentru prima oară la mine aici pe canal. Și Maria, cred că tot de la tine a venit, salut. Bine ați venit.
Clothing here and maybe point out some of your favorite pieces we can look at?
Da, dar asta nu-mi place haina asta, e așa zici că...
As you can see here, we are trying to include clothing and accessories for all ages.
Nu știu, Roxana, să zic momentan.
Elders, adults, children, toddlers.
Aoleu, eu te-a pus batic în cap, mămica, nu pot să cred. Aoleu. Nu pot să cred cu baticul în cap. Deci trebuie să o schimb pe Magdalena. Uite cum arată cu baticul în cap și zici că e... Vai, unde naiba poartă bunicile noastre la vârsta cu baticul în cap, fustile alea scurte, eu nu pot să îmi dau seama. Da, asta arată bine. Și ținutele sunt foarte drăguțe, chiar foarte bine. La noi trebuia să-i dea naiba șuba pe ea. Foarte drăguțe, hainele chiar sunt frumoase. Arată super bine. Să rămână, mulțumesc mult, să rămână. Da, bineînțeles, da. Că așa e, trebuie cu batic în cap, că se duce la biserică, o să-i pun batic în cap tot. Cât e căsătorită, am eu grijă, nu vă faceți probleme. Știu tot ce ține de chestiile astea. Ia. Uite ce drăguțe. Deci au adăugat și la toddler câteva lucruri noi, două. Da, oricum e un avans. Foarte drăguță haina. Da, așa este la City Living. Parcă au mai venit și ei în prezent, naiba. Da, țața Veta, țața Leana, toate astea.
So I like the full body costumes. There's one for, is it for the infants that I'm thinking of? That is the
Miruna Curseforge. Caută pe Google, sau intră la mine pe canal și găsești acolo. Uite ce drăguț e asta. Deci aici ne arată din Growing Together. Foarte tare. Aia cu baticul e criminală, e perfect pentru noi.
The other one that I also really enjoy is I think you have it on our elder right now. Which is that headscarf.
Oh yeah.
No!
Super cute and like really versatile and
pentru voi e super cute, dar la noi dacă vezi pe cineva așa nu mai e super cute.
Yeah.
Numai la ei e
Are
super
new tech
cute.
with this too,
Știți
so,
că în Occident e o fiță să porți de-astea, de la Louis Vuitton, de la mai știu ce alte branduri de-astea. La noi dacă porți asta în cap e...
Molly, didn't you have some favorite pieces too?
Yes, I did. So the child accessories that are like bead necklaces and the bead bracelet.
Ia, ia uite ce drăguț!
So cute, and like the different
Astea nu erau.
that's on them for that one. Like, I love it, and I love the bracelet.
Da, lasă că îmi pregătesc speech-ul când o fi cu bunicile, că așa trebuie să vorbim. Șmecher rău de tot.
Yeah, those are amazing. Steph, did you have any favorites? And I think you were going
Nu știu, că și eu sunt
to talk
curios.
about some of the hairs.
Yeah, for
Avem și hair, ia să vedem hairs.
Together, we collaborated with Lacey Redway, a professional hairstylist.
Ia auzi, deci cu cineva, cu un profesionist de hairstyling pentru femei. Nu știu ce e așa profesionist la frizura aia, cel puțin. Sau la asta, că e pusă așa, turbanul în cap. Nu e nimic special, nici asta nu e. Nici asta. Deci în afară de prima nimic nu văd special de la hairstylist. Numai hairstylist, da mă, așa e. Asta seamănă cu din high school, exact cum am zis.
Baby hairstyling, so it looks more natural and it blends more with the hair.
Așa.
We also, and then another favorite one was that.
Da, eu n-am nimica, Doamne ferește, dar sunt foarte multe de-astea.
A solid color, but my favorite is the one that's colored.
Nu face și ei, naiba, cu frizuri, cu de-alea, cum ne găsești ca asta în contentul.
The color options are like just the curly tips. So that one was really fun to do. Yeah.
Asta e drăguță, într-adevăr, dar tot de afro. Deci sunt foarte multe de afro ca și frizuri. Și la toddler și la tot. Doi anișori și 2 luni. Mulțumesc.
I call it the pineapple hair bun. Yeah. You always have to do that to me.
Da, foarte drăguț. Uitați cât de expresiv pare infantul ăsta, foarte frumușel.
There's also hair for other age groups.
Ce fain.
Well.
Yeah. Do you think?
That's something I really like about this pack is how many different options there are across the different age groups.
Asta e drăguță, da. Că au băgat și pentru toate. Frate, deci sunt foarte multe de astea. Îi face pe tot special așa, nu vreau să intru în niște discuții.
Creatism perspective and kind of making sure that, you know, from the design.
Hai, fără și păron.
The entire lifetime of the sim, right? Really looking at all the age stages here, and Creatism kind of reinforcing that with getting those styles and those accessories and those
nu.
across all those life stages.
Stă cu bunicii acasă.
So I forgot
Din toamnă îl duc la
actually
grădiniță.
to introduce this family. This is the Lumberjackson family.
Sure.
Technically on the gallery, if you downloaded him, his name is Kurt Lumberjackson, but that was before he was a secret
Da,
agent.
posibil, așa ar trebui.
So I'm aware you can't get me on that.
Hai, mă arată mă altă ținută de anul ăsta, că la bărbați n-au arătat ținutele sau nu le-am văzut eu. Sunt doar alea, sunt foarte drăguțe, dar vreau să le văd cum sunt spuse pe Sims.
Ron's my favorite.
Yes. You probably just didn't introduce them because you're so familiar.
Hai, lasă cu politically corect asta, că...
Which we forgot to mention, some of our new skin details that come with this pack.
Ia.
So there's like
Mamă, cât de așa sunt astea.
Also some moles which are amazing.
Da.
He's got kind of a beard in the way there.
Cu siguranță, da.
But yeah, and there's
Bine,
also
poți să-l
body
faci oarecum.
freckles. You can kind of see it here, I think, on his mom.
Ia
He has
uite.
some body freckles down here.
Veta. Mamă, ce păr are în cap să moară Spania. Mai pare, bă, zici că a stat, are colaci în cap.
She's like, oh, my makeup's not done. Okay, so yeah, the Lumberjacksons. This is his wife Mira, and
Ai nevastă sau lui ăla?
they also have a newborn.
Bă, să dea naiba, înseamnă că ăla are mulți bani, are oi, capre multe.
And then this is Mama Lumberjackson, Ron's
Ia uite-o,
mom.
bă, mica.
So
Soacra.
she's also here with this family. And speaking of this, Molly, would you like to tell us a little bit about the the family dynamics.
Ia să vedem, important aici.
Yes, I would like to tell you about it.
Da, dați-vă fața la o parte că nu văd.
Set a family dynamic now between any two members of a family. It creates unique tones to each relationship.
Da.
Sort of...
Hai mă, dați-vă fața ca să văd acolo. Ce ați făcut? V-ați blocat? Nu mai vorbiți?
Oh, sorry.
Ce faci,
it
mă?
creates unique tones to each relationship. So,
Ai emoții?
you can kind of influence the autonomous behavior between two sims.
Știți că înainte aveam decât chestia aia, că e mamă, că e tata, acum a băgat a doua chestie unde apare cu difficult, cu jokester, cu supportive. Aoleu, aia nu-i apărea supportive, uite, o chestie nouă. Deci cred că sunt mai multe la Family Dynamic acolo.
I'm gonna blame Frost, so I'm just gonna give a moment to see if we need to like mute someone and then we can.
Încă un like, dragilor, și facem 60. Mulțumesc tare mult. Ia să vedem. Așa, bine că ați plecat. Foarte bine.
Okay, cool.
Ia să vedem.
It's real hard to
Hai să vedem.
It threw me off a little bit while I was talking, so I was like, oh my god, I'm like hearing myself speak. Okay. Anyways.
Hai cu vorbirea. Mai puțină vorbă, mai multă treabă. Să vizionăm mai multe lucruri. Că de-aia ne-am adunat la ora asta aici.
Autonomously interact with each other, but they also get unique buffs and interactions when they're together, depending on their dynamic. It can be gained in casts, as you can see here, or via natural gameplay adventure moments, or via the new keepsake box objects, which we'll see later. Once it's set in casts, they're mostly permanent, as you can also see here.
Uitați, vedeți că au băgat infantul aici.
Still be discovered via adventure moments during gameplay. So they can change over time, depending on those two sims' experience with each other. They can also be removed via
vedem Maria. Deci astea se pot dobândi și pe parcursul gameplay-ului. Relațiile dintre sims. Mulțumesc pentru 60 de like-uri, dragilor.
Dynamic, they'll autonomously run funny interactions with each other or just kind of make each other laugh when they're nearby. They'll also get special playful buffs with each other too. And distant sims, if they were to have that dynamic,
dar de ce se vede acolo așa într-o parte așa? Ia stați o leacă.
Unless you go out of your way to make them interact. When they do, they'll get a pretty strong tense buff and feel
Ba nu, e pus pe tot ăsta.
awkward being around their distant family member.
Să vede așa
One
într-un
cool thing
colț.
to note too is when the dynamic will also be present when a family member
cred că e de la ei.
household. So let's say you have a mother
Cred.
and a daughter with a close dynamic. Once the daughter moves out, the mother might call more often, but if they have the distant to work or knitting from Nifty Knitting, and also includes the sedentary lifestyle from Snowy Escape. So if you're looking to add some challenge to your game when it comes to sim relationships, I'd highly recommend not just liking or disliking a few, but not being afraid to dislike a decent selection.
Gata, cred că am revenit.
Preferences and ensure that your sim
Da, nu știu ce naiba s-a întâmplat.
compatibility scores with a diverse number of sims.
Da, să spuneți dacă mă auziți acum și e tot în regulă.
Find a decent number of sims
Ia.
that she does not get.
Hai că rămăsară 11 persoane, naiba. Fiere al naiba, da, toți draci.
This is much easier to do because we've
Hai că n-am pierdut mult.
the like and dislike count to 50, and that's coming to base game as well. So you'll be able to choose up to 50 likes and dislikes across all categories.
Yeah, nice.
I like this too because in general before if you ever like argued with the sim, they
Ok,
would be
deci
like, "I
astea
don't
sunt
like that, but maybe
chestii
they
noi
do now."
adăugate pentru copii. Uite, family
This
motivated.
is one of those things that when we were
Foarte tare.
looking
Like
at
and
deepening our
dislikes.
relationship,
Ce-i place și ce nu-i place.
with growing together,
Bine v-am regăsit,
really
dragilor.
got
Ia
to-
uite-te
when you think
pesimist,
about
nu
the
pot
way
să
you interact
cred.
with even your
Astea nu
friends,
erau, doamne, ce mișto.
and the way that you might like see somebody and be like, right, I feel like
Foarte
I'm gonna have a
drăguț.
good connection with this person or a bad connection with this person, and taking it outside of the sort of the romantic realm, as Nova said. These are at their base platonic. There is this
Chat life.
this kind of nice personality that we already have for all of our sims, and being
Family
able to use
așa,
that as a
often very
tool to
dedicated
kind of
to their
help
families.
determine these sim characteristics and likes and dislikes. I think we did. The team did an incredible job in terms of trying to figure out what these characteristics could be. And
Da,
doing
până la
that,
50, da,
as
bravo,
you
asta,
heard
uite, eu
from
nu
Nova,
observasem.
like, deep onto
Oricum e
all of the
foarte
things we
șmecher,
already
deci au băgat multe chestii.
And
Foarte
we'll-
drăguț.
And I was gonna say we'll get a chance to see how that looks in game a little later too.
That's
Aha,
exactly
ia
what I was
uzi, în
gonna
joc
say.
vedem mai multe chestii.
So let's look really quick here at conversation topics as well.
Are și plus și minus la conversation, deci poate să-i placă doar anumite chestii. Da, 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 clar.
Each of these likes and dislikes represent whether or not your sim
Foarte
would prefer
tare.
other sims to use those types
Da,
of
știu că sunt
interactions
moduri,
on
într-adevăr, dar nu ar fi bine nici să ai foarte
Kara
multe.
likes
Jocul e
or
gândit în așa fel
dislikes
încât să
affection.
fie echilibrat
That means
totul.
that if a sim tried to go and perform an affection interaction on her, 99% of the time she's going to decline it because she doesn't like affection. She does like complaints, however, though. So if a sim went up to her with a friendly complaint, like complaining about the rain, if you have seasons, then she would love that because she is all about the complaining. She's all down for a good kvetching session if you're having issues in your life. And so kind of what
Mamă,
this
dar
does
câte
is creates a
sunt
much more
acum.
complex social landscape throughout the game.
Deci
So
trebuie
you
să
have
mă uit
sims
foarte
that
bine prin
have
asta. Uite,
a
gossip,
really
bârfe.
diverse set
Salut
of
generalule,
likes
bine
and
venit.
dislikes
Nu uitați să lași un like.
categories.
Și dragilor,
You really
haideți
have to
încă un
learn
membru,
what
mai
each
avem
sim
nevoie.
likes and dislikes
Noroc cu Sevena că l-a
when it
băgat,
comes to
a trimis
socializing.
cadou.
And because they won't accept interactions that are in categories they dislike, it's going to be really hard to get away with going up to Ron and presenting arguments. For example, he will especially dislike argument interactions. But if you go up to him and try to gossip, he's always
Foarte
wants
drăguț.
the tea, so he will love that, and
Find
it'll be
these
a lot
red.
easier to gain relationship with him.
Gen, poate să bărfească de altcineva.
I would definitely recommend choosing a diverse variety of these, and it'll really present a nice challenge when it comes to making new friends.
Definitely.
Da,
So we'll
poate
look
să fie
more
și
at
asta o
that in game
treabă.
as well. But wait, we're not done in Cass.
Are we not? My. What more could we look at in here? What more could there be, Morgan?
Well, with the aspirations, we
Ah, ia
actually
uite
added
aspirația
some,
aia.
like for the
La
first
copil
time
cu
since
căsuța.
base game,
Să aibă
4
căsuță.
new aspirations for children.
4
These were the
aspirații
4
noi
that came
pentru
with base
copil.
game.
Yes.
And then
Multi-skill,
Now under multi-skill, we have 4 entirely new
Party
child
Animal,
aspirations.
Playtime,
Incredible. This is
Creative Genius și Mind and Body.
the
Foarte
thing that I
frumos.
really like here is that if you've played kids a lot in The Sims 4, you've probably played with the 4 aspirations that we've had since base game, and being able to double the number of aspirations that you can choose, I think really gives that variety for how children can feel in terms of what their goals
Foarte
are for
drăguț.
that age stage. And the other thing that I think is really cool about these is our base game aspirations were really about focusing on a particular child's skill. And
Exact.
these new ones have a kind of mix
Aia cu
of
bicicleta e
interactions
drăguță, că
and
acum au și
communication
bicicletă
between,
direct în
new,
joc.
features and objects in growing together, but also are trying to really, as you can see, they're named multi-skill, right? To have the child be a little bit more diverse in terms of their skill building, which I think opens up those storytelling possibilities for what kind of kid you're kind of making and what they're doing.
Definitely. Okay, well, let's hop in game.
Ia, hai că
This
intră în
is a
joc.
lot in Cass.
Hai că e momentul.
So-
Da, suficient.
I
Mai
think it's
aflăm
worth
și noi.
it.
Yeah.
There's just a
Ia
lot
să
to show
vedem.
there. And I think the other thing that we hopefully have set
Uite,
the stage
locațiunea!
well for is being able to
San
then see how some
Sequoia.
of these choices that you might
Ia
make
uite ce drăguță e
in
balena
are
aia.
gonna translate in game. One of the things
Ăștia ai naiba joacă fără niciun game pack.
One of the things that I think we really
Unul din
wanted to
motive
do
ca
with
să
that
nu
was
le
to
se întâmple vreo
empower players
chestie.
that really wanna set up
Asta știu
story,
eu.
right?
Bă, arată
And
bine
in
locația,
creative
foarte
being able to
drăguță.
really, dig
Loturi
deep
1,
into
2,
those family
3,
dynamics,
4,
into those,
5, 6,
personalities, into those
7,
characteristics,
8,
into
9,
the kind of
10, 11,
conversation
12.
topics, and really
Bă,
set
sunt
up
câteva.
your
Mamă,
household,
ce mișto
how
sunt
you
alea de
want
pe
them to behave to each
coastă
other
de
and
aici.
to the world. But we
Șmecher.
also wanted, if you were the kind of player that were going into Cass and maybe didn't have that full story in your head, or maybe you're just like, I don't want to spend a ton of time setting that up because like I'm not sure who these Sims are yet, right? That what we'll see reflected is we have ways in gameplay to have those emerge.
Arată bine locația, vouă cum vi se pare? Arată destul de fain
I know
așa.
you've been on this. You want to show off the world. I know people are excited about this world. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
before we dive
Blah, 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 blah.
into living
Chiar arată
properly.
bine.
I like what you had to say, Scott.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So this is San Sequoia.
Da, e pe un
it's
copac
sort of
sau ceva.
loosely inspired by San Francisco,
San Francisco.
which is where we're at. So
Ai,
my
auzi.
bear head fell off.
E inspirată din San
Important
Francisco.
detail, we gotta keep this very-
Am fost și eu pe acolo.
We have 3 neighborhoods here at the Anchor Point Wharf, which we'll be visiting later. and
mai târziu
learning more
vizităm.
about it, Gilbert Gardens, and Hopewell Hills. And yeah, we'll be looking at all three of these neighborhoods. I'd like to do a quick shout out to G-Jack, Delagracy, and little Simsy, who built lots for us
bineînțeles, dar
That's right.
cum?
We built our lots that you can see some of them here. We'll be visiting a few of them as well.
Here's we're not loading them, we're loading into Lumberjackson family today, so here we go.
Yeah. And I really like one thing. I will see each of the kind of neighborhoods in a little more depth, but you can see from the kind of world map as well. I like the obviously where we have a
Sequoia
personal
Cottage,
kind of the inspiration of the San Francisco suburbs and neighborhoods. But one of the things that I really like about the Bay Area, about San Francisco, is that
Casă
the
bătrânească.
suburbs and neighborhoods of San Francisco each have their own little feel, and I think that's something that reflects.
Cred că asta că ea
well in San Sequoia,
face
which is
casele
that
bătrânești.
if you visit each of these kind of neighborhoods within this world, they have a slightly different feel, even though they're all part of the same area, right? I think that's clear from the wonderful work our environment team has done.
Nu e nimic special la casa asta. Arată groaznic din punctul meu de vedere.
Definitely, I agree with that.
Mai bine arată aia din dreapta.
Would you like to give us some background on Hope Hill? Yeah, that's the right one.
That's
Hopewell
right,
Hills.
right, yeah, Hopewell
Aha,
This
da,
is
parcul e
Hopewell
foarte
Hills.
drăguț.
Yes, hi, hello. So, yeah, as you had mentioned, when we were kind of thinking about San Sequoia, we wanted to be inspired by the Bay Area. And what I love about the Bay Area is that we've got these different types of neighborhoods.
Bă, ce bine era dacă era open world să te fi plimbat peste tot pe aici.
If that's the kind of dynamic you're looking for. So as you can see, it's really just lots of nicely spaced out houses here. And you're probably thinking, okay, San Sequoia, I see a lot of trees here. I'm not seeing any sequoias. What's that about? Well, there's some lore there that you can get into. I'll mention that a little bit later too, but I wanted to just call attention to
ia uite acolo, ăla e sequoia, ăla mare.
the remnants of our sequoias. And I feel like
E un pom foarte mare.
Joy has something he may need to account for here when we talk about the sequoias.
Okay. I knew this was coming. Let's clear the air. Let's do this. You know what? Let's do this publicly, okay? Because I've had enough of the design team. So okay, maybe you remember. I don't know if you do. I was also lead designer on the Sims
Asta a
4
fost
Werewolves
design.
game
Ia.
pack.
Groaznic.
The Werewolves game pack came with a world, a beautiful world, named Moonwood Mill. And when we decided on the name of that world, Moonwood Mill, there were members of the design team that were like, Scott, there is no mill here. Why would we name this world Moonwood Mill?
Da, mie nu-mi plac casele bătrânești, sunt
I like the
groaznice.
alliteration. I think it's, and there could have been a mill here. Why don't we construct a world that, like, we're talking about it being like an old logging town? There probably was a mill here. Why are you so obsessed with there being a mill right now in Moonwood Mill? Wait, I even wrote a loading string that said there used to be a mill in Moonwood Mill to make sure that everyone was clear on that. And then, lo and behold, with growing together, we were thinking of wonderful names for our wonderful world, and San Sequoia came up. And I feel like maybe some of the same designers on the design team were like, Scott, are we really going to ship another pack with you as lead designer where we have named a world where you are clearly calling out something, an object that is not going to exist in this world? And, these worlds were designed by members of the design team. I was not the only one who helped decide what was going to go in these worlds. Rach did a wonderful job helping to design this world with the environment team. But also, like,
arată bine. Așa îmi place, uite, părculețul ăla, foarte drăguț. Cu lacul ăsta acolo. E drăguț. Într-adevăr, zona aia de playground acolo e foarte frumoasă.
Design team's giving him up for
it is. You know what? It is. The next pack that I'm on the lead designer for, the world name is going. There's going to be a ton of whatever. We're going to name it something that's going to be like Chair Village, and we'll just have a bunch of chairs, and everyone will be happy. But I love San Sequoia.
Da, așa e.
Without.
Yeah, it's true. Like in Latin, is that right? Is like sans.
Hai bă, treci la joc, că mi-ai zis.
Thank you so much.
Don't think about it too much.
We're gonna go back to right.
Such a spirited defense of deforestation. I really appreciate it.
I have a mind to leave the stream right now.
I'm going to talk about the rest of the neighborhood, though, I promise.
Foarte drăguț aici, îmi place așa zona asta.
Da,
foarte drăguț. Ce drăguț
This is one of my
acolo.
favorite things about this neighborhood, that little parklet area where you can see the pirate ship built out.
Ca să facă vizualizări, cum adică?
I love it so much, and you can see there's a little statue there of.
E frumos, chiar îmi place. Asta e bun de pus la mine în parcul meu pe care l-am făcut. Chestia asta. Foarte drăguț.
If you're into frogs, there may be some frogs here. That's
Păi
what that
da.
icon is all about. And then I just wanted to
67 de like-uri, încă 3 like-uri și face 70. Asta e făcută din high school years.
I like that they made it so that you can walk out here. So you can actually walk out onto it. And like I took some family pictures out here, which I thought was pretty cool.
Nice. And get a nice view of the bridge.
Nu mi se pare să fac poza.
Yeah, it's really great.
Restaurantul ăla, oare putem să umblăm la el? Să-l customizăm după bunul nostru plac?
Along with the Luna Sullivan family, but the
Asta îmi
Michelson
place,
family, of course, you will
casa,
recognize them
Michelson.
from our trailer. And I wanted to just mention, I saw a lot of players talking about names for this, and there was some definite thought going
Și
into those
asta arată
names, and you can
bine.
learn about it if you dig into that. But yeah, Michelsons are here, Luna Sullivan's here, and
prima nu mi-a plăcut.
starter home that I know
Ok,
you're
aici avem un lot liber.
that is Hopewell Hills for you.
Yep. There's also this empty lot.
Empty
And
lot.
yeah, this was actually a starter home built by Lil Simsy.
Nice.
Nici nu mă așteptam la
upgraded
altceva.
it to be super fancy.
You've
Super
improved it,
fancy în
I've improved it.
fisele Y.
Oh, Morgan.
I mean, if little Simsy is here, Morgan has ruined it.
Să fie sănătoasă.
I can't believe she would do this
Nu-mi
to
place
your lot.
casa pe care a făcut-o.
To help show off some of the stuff, some of the cool stuff, and growing together.
Yeah, because it looks really it's great before. So the thing I love about this starter that she built is that it has 4
Și voi
bedrooms
vă dați seama
already.
câți bani a primit
Starting
ca
off.
să
You start
facă
off with all
chestia
4
asta.
bedrooms that they have here. So you need, I think, 2 or 3 Sims you can move in as a starter home, but it lets you start off with an infant and just move in. It's
Very cool, yeah.
It's,
And also very impressive if
Da,
you've
e
ever
ăla
tried to
de
build a
să urcă
starter with
copii
the
în
kind of
el.
limitations of budget and stuff like that. But being able to bring that family right in, very, very welcoming home.
Obiecte noi. Ce drăguț e canapeaua, îmi place. Ia uite, dar ce de-alea de poze, poți să-ți faci mai multe poze, cred, acum. Vai, ce mișto e masa aia de copil.
Yeah. Before we really hop into gameplay, while it's still
Ia uite,
fresh
bă, au
in our
băgat o
minds, we've been
hotă nouă.
talking about compatibility
Yeah.
while we were in build buy.
Uite,
So
bicicleta.
I'm thinking maybe we could show that off in game a little bit really
Yeah,
quick
if you pop
here.
open the rel panel, I think that's the easiest way to kind of get a first look at that.
Ia uite aici.
I think you can sort by a lot of things here.
Family.
Family. So we can look at our family here now.
And so you can see that there's a new icon that
Aia
wasn't
e,
there
da.
before. If for this is, you have Ron selected, right? For Myra, Mama, and Kara, there's that little icon in the top corner that represents.
Aha, deci e dacă să bad compatibility sau good, cum ar veni. Amazing, ia uite. Deci așa putem vedea dacă relațiile dintre ei, cum îți practic.
So you can see
fine.
each icon on the rel panel, or each person in the rel.
Nu poți
in the
să-ți
rel
faci un
panel has
oraș.
an icon. In the top right, no icon indicates neutral compatibility, but puzzles fitting
Denis.
together mean that they either have good or amazing compatibility, whereas the puzzles floating
Drăguț,
apart
îmi
and
place
not
chestia
clicking
asta.
means they either have bad or awful compatibility.
E ceva în plus acolo, chiar e drăguț.
Details by looking, hovering, or checking the sim profile. And like I mentioned before, each of these compatibilities is calculated based on the sim characteristic preferences both sims have chosen,
Neighbor.
but also checking the other sims' traits. Like
Mă, dar cum sunt acolo, că încă nu sunt prieteni, dar au o compatibilitate foarte bună.
When sims have great
e pe ce le place și ce nu le place, mă.
They will be able to become friends much easier. They'll gain much more relationship when interacting with each other, and it'll just feel a little bit more natural for them to click.
Okay.
When they have bad or awful compatibility, you'll find it much more of a challenge to have them become friends. They'll gain relationship a lot slower. Maybe they'll be less willing to accept kind of the friendly sort of interactions that the other sim presents to
Drăguț.
them. It'll just be all around a little bit more of a challenge. And
Dar este doar bad compatibility sau amazing? Nu cred că au și o chestie de mijloc ceva.
We can see the new pie menu
2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
aspect
Simși.
of compatibility.
Uite să dăm
for
leagănul la ea.
conversation topic
Ah,
preferences.
interes.
You can see here each of the new
Ia!
categories maps to one of the likes and dislikes for conversation topics that we had for
Ah,
each,
ce drăguț!
sim. And the
Ah,
important
le-au
interactions
schimbat.
like divorce or breakup or things like
Hobby-urile
that
apar
are
acum, ia uitați.
left uncategorized, so it's a little easier for you
Aoleu,
to
o să
find
fie
them.
greu de
You can see
înțeles
people's
acum,
friends
iară.
is left uncategorized. We don't want Sim to like decline that because it's in a category they dislike, and we also want to make sure it's easy for you guys to
Ok.
find.
Deci iară schimbă,
nearly
trebuie
all
să
content
fie o
interactions
perioadă de
are
acomodare, să știți.
subcategorized, so you should find it a little bit
Argument.
easier now to navigate, especially the friendly menu, which I know could get a little cluttered before with all the new interactions we've added. So.
Dar e oarecum mai ușor ca ai
I love this,
hobby-uri,
now that it's been
chestii
in
de
game,
bârfe,
it's
să te
really, really
plângi,
nice to have.
afecțiuni, complimente, lucruri, discuții mai intense.
I think there's a
E
little bit
oarecum
of
mai
a
bine.
learning curve because previously you would just kind of like maybe
Știți că
memorize where it was
acum trebuie să cauți
alphabetically
foarte
and then be
mult
like,
în
next, next,
Sims
it's this one.
să dai...
But being able to find them under these subcategories, I think once you get past that learning curve is so helpful. And I really love how they match up with
Da, e
the
mult mai
conversation
bine.
topic preferences. So you get a hint also
Eu
of
chiar
if
sunt
they
ok cu
like,
chestia
or at least
asta.
like a conversation topic, the social options underneath that might be
La ce e
easier or
asta?
harder for,
Când ai să
for you to
ai o interacțiune, salut Bogdan, bine ai
I'm
venit,
sure
salut,
we'll have some
mulțumesc
of our
tare mult.
new interactions that we have across different ages.
Când ai să interacționezi cu un Sims, ai văzut că dai acolo pe friendly și îți apar toate opțiunile. Ei, acum nu o să mai fie așa, o să fie grupate, uite, le ai grupate pe afecțiuni, pe interese, pe toate chestiile astea. E mult mai bine.
We've tried to kind of change the experience of having Sims of different age groups interacting with each other. We've tackled this in a couple different ways.
Foarte șmecheră chestia asta, chiar era necesar. Băi, nu mai folosiți coduri, mă. Ia uite ce folosește coduri. Disable, da, și feels need.
A ton of them are new elder interactions. They can reminisce on the old days. We also have aren't you the
nu știu ce
sweetest
să
little
zic.
thing, and they can also
Ia că nu se înțelege cu nepoțica.
bit here give life lessons.
69 de like-uri,
under
mulțumesc,
these thoughts.
mulțumesc.
If you have parenthood installed, performing this interaction will raise corresponding character values based on the life lesson given. So like responsibility, manners, etc. A little bit of parenthood tie-in there. We have quite a few new child interactions to perform on toddlers. So they can claim the
Uite cum
other
stă ăla pe
child-
jos.
on toddlers, children, or teens actually. So they can claim
New
the other child as an
family
alien.
dynamic
Oh, and
strict.
we see a
Opa!
pop-up too for family dynamics. This is how it looks.
Nu
when,
cred!
Sims
Ma!
have been interacting in a certain way, and the family dynamics.
Sims do things like cleaning more.
Yeah, we'll see if we see more of these pop up.
Deci poate să fie o bunică mai răutăcioasă, fiți atenți, nu pot să cred. Adică una de asta, o bunică, știți? Poate ați avut și voi bunici mai așa, mai nu permisivi.
That if you don't have dynamic set, or even if you do, that they could, there's a chance of them changing depending on how
Zice,
you are playing,
dacă mama and Clara have strict, adică ele două o să aibă o relație strictă așa.
that the game kind of sees in terms of your playstyle and your
9 luni.
Yeah, and it feels really natural too as you have those Sims interact with each other.
Șmecher, asta e bună, chiar e foarte
Toddlers
bună.
have a bunch of new interactions, like the kick you saw in the trailer.
Păi n-avea romans pentru că era o relație între bunică-nepoată.
Which you also saw in the trailer too. It's a new.
Da.
Within your family.
E pe șmecherie, doamne. Ia că nu se înțeleg, ia. Șmecher. O să vedeți că se schimbă foarte mult și va ajuta mult cu Parenthood. Lucrează, cred, foarte bine cu Parenthood. Expansiunea asta. Și că pay attention to me. Uite cum stă la mic infantul ăla pe jos, acolo, că ăla nu poate să miște de acolo. Să ia cineva copilul. Luați copilul de jos. Că iar vă fac ăștia pe interne că n-aveți grijă de copii. Oh, no color! Cine naiba ne sună? Hey bro, it's me.
Oh, and we'll have a Kyle pop up. We'll talk about that in a second, but children will gain relationships much faster with other children.
Asta e de la care face glume tâmpite.
They'll struggle to gain relationship quite as fast when interacting with a teen.
Că mi-a venit și mie, m-am și speriat prima oară când am avut interacțiunea asta.
None of those changes are
69 de
sarcastic,
like-uri,
but
thank
they're
you, thank
definitely
you.
noticeable enough to add additional challenge when building cross-age relationships in your game.
Mama
So
mea.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, one of the things that I always like when I think about real life, right, is like kids become friends so quickly.
Când
I'm kind
crește.
of jealous of that.
Rămâne
Because
ala
as an adult,
acolo.
I think it actually is harder to build that friendship. But like that combined with the fact that you can have these cross-age differences of
Șmecher.
like,
Îmi place până acum chestia asta că au grupat oarecum toate lucrurile foarte bine gândită. Foarte, foarte bine. O să fie mult mai ușor de acum încolo. Să nu mai stai să dai în continuu, în continuu. 71 de like-uri, thank you so much, dragilor, thank you.
Are going out to everyone. And laying on top all the cool stuff.
Salut, Zoltan, salut, bine venit. Salut.
Really makes me excited about
Asta cred că avea o de-asta, cum îi zice, o întrerupere la creier. Yeah.
So what's this? There's so much going on in this pack, right? That we have to like kind of we have to.
Și dacă îi dă sure why not, o să-i zică ha ha ha, am glumit.
What's going on here, Morgan?
So this was, we got a phone call from our boy Kyle.
Da, posibil să ne arate și obiectele, așa au făcut de obicei.
Okay.
So Kyle is like, wait, you don't remember me? Dude, you're so funny. Seriously, never change. Maybe you should read it. You always read these really
Da, au câteva, nu pot să zici că nu.
We don't quite know who Kyle is, but it sounds like
oricum, la final de stream trebuie să vă mai zic ceva foarte important înainte să terminăm. O să vă mai zic o știre extrem de importantă.
Listen, I'm come over your place to chill for a few days, just like old times.
Am uitat, trebuia să vă zic de la începutul streamului. Așa că să stați că e important.
You don't remember me? Dude, you're so funny. Seriously, never change. Hope you have some juice ready. It's gonna be
da,
lit.
vorbește ăsta și ca la pastile de vorbit.
Sure, why not?
He sounds like a fun time.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
First visitor milestone unlocked, nu cred.
We got a milestone. What did we do?
Let's talk about Kyle first. No, you want
Cine n-ai mai ăsta?
We talk about those later.
Okay, no.
Nu pot să cred, ia. Mai târziu că a venit primul vișetator. Ia-te-l naiba.
What?
Cine naiba ăsta e, frate, ce naiba e?
Look at his suitcase. That's
Zici că are o bombă naiba acolo, stă cu ea în mână
I
așa,
was
zici
looking
că...
at Kyle. You were looking at the suitcase. He's bringing a really cool suitcase.
Ai bine venit, mamica.
Into our house.
Ia, și și-a pus troncăneala acolo.
Well, we're gonna run
Și putem să ne uităm în ea.
I don't know about that. So, I actually know what Kyle's doing here. Kyle is part of our new temporary stays system. That we are. You're just gonna open it.
Ia uite, i-a deschis aia, nu pot să cred.
These suitcases are really cool. Sorry, what do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about the suitcases? The suitcases are really cool. Our temporary stays will bring them over. They're also available in the catalog as well.
Deci este, o putem avea și noi, putem să o punem noi în casă.
A dresser, right?
Exact cum am zis.
So you can do anything you want.
E ca un dresser funcționează, ok.
But they're a little more mobile. They're a little more fun.
Da, parcă poți să pui și în ea lucruri, eu așa am văzut.
Kyle brought his because he's staying.
Da, deci eu vă zic că asta este un teaser la ăla cu hoteluri și resorturi, vă zic 100%. Ia uite, welcome Kylie. Ia. Îmi place chestia asta la nebunie. Acum sper să nu fie foarte intruzivă așa, să vină non-stop, că ar fi o problemă. Știți că așa a fost și cu Once and Fears. Stress about lost sign. Mulți se plâng de Once and Fears, că e prea...
Hey, I'm your boy. I'm coming over. And you can be like, yeah,
Dar
sure.
place.
Or I think the other option was like, I don't know you, man. I don't know who you are. But there are a variety of different kind of
Pe el a luat ceva medicamente de vorbitură.
This is what I was talking
Dar nu
about.
se mai oprește.
He's spilling some secrets. Do you want to read this? I don't know what you want me to
read.
Let's talk about.
Serving up and Sequoia secrets.
Yeah, no, you just want to spend time with Kyle. Is that
Ce a zis tu, relax?
I was talking about when I was talking about kind of like these
help out.
These story opportunities, right? These little kind of like the story prompts. Is that we have temporary stays that will show up and be like, hey, is this something that you want to add to your Sim story? Whether it's Kyle visiting, whether it's kind of extended family coming to stay over. I think family friends, there's one where they suggest that they come over because they're maybe going through a tough time.
Ia uite, stay over, nu pot să cred.
I think there's like another one that's like a long lost family member that
Păi
is
și
trying
apare...
to connect. But all of these have have chances of kind of popping up and saying, hey, do you want to invite this temporary stay over to your home? You can
Vai,
see
ce
from the calendar
mișto.
that Kyle's going to be here for what, 6 days?
Îmi place chestia asta.
And he's going to hang out and he's going to, you know,
Și
be
pot să-i
a-
dau
a
și eu,
kind of a
cred, să
true
fac
member
cu
of the
stay
household
over
at that
ăsta.
time. He's going to like, I think each of the different temporary stays maybe has some a little bit of special behavior. You may
You
see
can actually
Kyle.
ask him to help
ar mai
out,
fi?
or you can
Yeah.
ask him to relax.
Dar nu pot să-i zic să și plece dacă nu vreau să stea acelea?
With the kids,
Yeah.
clean up, stuff
Like, if
like
you're
that.
gonna stay here, we got a lot of kids.
Yeah, you got to help out.
We have a lot of kids here.
We have a big family. Thanks for coming over. Really kind of contribute, please, Kyle. But the other thing, you had the calendar open. If you pop that back open, and you can't do it now because I think Kyle is
here.
But you can, and I don't want you to make him leave. I want him to stay. But you can also, through the calendar, initiate a temporary stay yourself.
Deci putem să inițiem
you're
și noi.
Hey, we just had another baby. I'm doing a challenge. I'm having a lot of babies.
Her dad actually.
Da, poți să chem pe cineva să stea ca să te ajute cu copilul,
Kyle hadn't
corect?
shown up, I was
Bun.
going to have later on her call her dad and ask her dad to come stay and
invite
help
them.
out.
Yeah, and so that's something where you can initiate that as well. You can select a kind of like length of stay. I think it's something from like 1 to 6 days, and kind of start off that story yourself. So again, sort of like another kind of reflection of the goal in this pack, which was to give players the
Lumberjackson.
agency to kind of start these moments of drama themselves, or have them invited into moments.
Nu știu
of
să
drama
zic,
through, like,
Denis.
Kyle showing up and being like, you know what if I just crash for a little
Share
bit?
some Sequoia secrets.
And we've had
Ce
this
dracu
in
de
a few
secrete îi
packs where there's
spune?
like a special gossip interaction.
A venit vreo
on, like, the
duduie
towns that
prin
live
oraș.
there, and Kyle's got some delightful ones. So I'm gonna have
Are
to
chef
read
să
these
iasă
again
la
in your-
treburi
in your
ciudate?
surfer voice here.
Îmi place ținuta lui așa, ăla, bluza de pe el e foarte drăguță.
What's going on in San
And he
Sequoia,
says,
man?
I don't know, man. It's just been a week, you know? Just, you ever
Ever
see
seen
something you
something,
just
yes.
can't unsee or get out of your head? Last week, I set my llama berry power sip on a bench while I was doing push-ups at the park, and a
prostie!
squirrel came by and like knocked it over. Full can, total waste. I'm clawing my way back to normalcy, man, but it's a long road.
Interesant, drăguță chestia asta.
Like I was saying, like some of them have some special things they might do while
Da,
you're
dar
while
este
you're
mult
there.
mai lung acum. Știi că înainte de dai invite to stay the
I
night
think you might see
Să stea o
drinking some
seară
power sip or leaving some cans around.
și pleca
if
după.
you have
Acum poți să alegi să stea mai mult timp cu tine, să te ajute în casă, poți să schimbi bunicii să stea mai mult la tine. Foarte mișto chestia asta. Îmi place foarte mult masa de schimb a copilului. Bă, uite pe că a luat copilul. Vedeți, trebuia să vină la ca să ridice copilul de jos. Îți doi?
Just chilling.
A, e un newborn și un sugar. Uite, v-am zis că trebuia să vină ăsta să ia copilul de jos, că ăștia sunt extenuați.
Some of those annoyances that might be happening right now to
Ia. Stai că
I'm
nu mergi.
thinking maybe let's look at the newborn stuff first.
Okay.
Da, da, da.
Right,
Okay.
because we do have a newborn in this household as well.
Ah, ce drăguț. Nu prea am jucat niciodată cu familiile presetate din Sims. Nu știu, mi-a plăcut să mi le fac eu pe ale mele. Nu să joc cu ce îmi dă ei. Voi jucați așa cu familiile lor? Ciao, seara bună, Andreea, mersi că ai fost pe stream. Ah, ia uite, putem să-i dăm... Oh, drăguț! Deci la newborn putem să-i schimbăm într-un final, ținutele să aibă și el altceva pe el. Foarte drăguț.
Actually, it looks like a crab outfit to me.
Schmecker.
I don't see the fish, but I like the name. Yes.
Yeah, so fish-ticated. It does sound
Ah,
better
ce
than
drăguț.
crab-ticated.
Yeah, that doesn't make
But that's
much
really
sense.
cute. You have a bunch of new outfits that you can put on your newborns.
Yes. And you saw there is the kiss interaction.
Bun.
So
Yeah, and I think that's available from a variety of ages. As kind of Nova talked about, we wanted to, when we're looking at family interactions, one of the things...
Da, e puțin mai dificil până, da, te obișnuiești. Ce-mi place ăla de stă aia în el. Obiectele drăguțe, masa și scaunele nu îmi plac, nu-s pe placul meu, dar îmi place foarte mult canapeaua, comodul asta de aici nu-mi place, aragazul, hota, frigiderul e drăguț, dar aragazul și hota nu pot să zic că-s pe placul meu. Patul e groaznic. Ia.
I think I accidentally had this off on accident.
Ah,
I'd love
păi
to
da.
see some autonomy here, so I'm going to turn it
Sure.
on.
Some of the some temperaments to our newborns, so that every newborn will not be exactly
Oh,
the same.
yeah.
Some will be a little bit maybe needier, some will be a little bit easier to care for.
Nici
And that's something
draperia,
that,
sau
again,
hai să
you'll
zic că
see
draperia pare
a pattern. That was a goal,
drăguță.
right? To really inject some of those younger
Dar trebuie să o
Sims,
văd în joc, așa
with
pare
the
prea
sense
ștearsă
of,
imaginea, nu știu.
of personality and
Patul e
an
groaznic, mie
additional
nu-mi
sort
place.
of,
Zici că e din Island Living.
individuality as you have different kids to really see them
Quick relevant.
shine as their own
Loves.
kind of being.
Speaking of personality and individuality, we just discovered something on our
Enjoy
infant,
me,
and I
așa e
think
în
we're
față.
about ready to discover something also on our toddler here
Oh,
at
nu
the same
cred.
time.
Yes.
So
Nu
let's
cred.
talk about
You want to talk about quirks?
toddler and infant quirks.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's talk about quirks. So quirks are a new kind of like, as the name might suggest, little quirks of personality that you might discover on our younger Sims. You can see
Trituri.
that. So
Deci acum,
right
ia
now,
uite.
this is Delaney, right? Delaney
Ia uite, first,
has
îi apare
the
Toddler's
personality trait
Milestones.
Charmer. That was set in Creative Sims.
Drăguț.
You also
Social,
see
ia
this
uite,
aggressive,
live.
trait manual, which is
Șmecher,
awesome.
aia la live o să fie când o să-i
Every toddler
cadă
and every
ditele,
infant,
cred, nu știu.
will have 3 different quirks that you can discover. And from each of the age stages, those 3 quirks come from a set of 18, I believe.
E un fel
So
de
18 toddlers and 18 infants as well.
am uitat cum îi spune,
And
de era
you
în
can
Sims
kinda
2
tell
sau
from those
Sims
numbers,
3.
there's a wide variety
Ce-mi
of
scapă
possible,
acum.
possible. That's a lot of.
Pe ce baie a făcut, bă, că nu i-a făcut nicio baie.
A bunch of different kind of combinations and permutations of the possible quirks that they could have, right?
Bă, tu ai venit să ajuți prin casă, nu să stai pe acolo să
What I really love
dansezi.
about it is it gives them. So you can see Leo here. We've discovered
Strănută.
Sunny was the trait that we picked.
Des.
But we also discovered that Leo frequently sneezes, super cute, and loves being held.
So right now he's
Ia,
really
uite ce
happy
drăguț,
he's
îmi
being
place
held.
foarte
Yeah.
mult
But it also might
asta
mean
cu
that if you put him
infantul.
down, he might get a little more upset.
Well, let's
because,
put him down. Let's see what happens.
But
He doesn't always get upset.
yeah,
but
the thing that I really love about it is that you can have.
he did.
Da.
How dare you put me down?
Loves
You
water.
can have infants and toddlers that you have given the same personality trait to in CAS or an age up. But you'll discover that they have these little quirks that really make them feel unique. And like I said, some of them are kind of little cute quirks, right? Like
Dar ce repede
frequency
găsește
sneezes, you just kinda notice
triturile.
they sneeze a little bit more. But some of them, like aggressive or likes being held. I think there's one where
Șmecher.
they really
Super
enjoy
drăguț,
sleeping
îmi
in the Sim's
place.
arms.
72 de
Yeah.
like-uri, mulțumesc mult.
They're gonna change the way that you think about that sim. They're gonna change the way that you play with that sim.
Ia
And
că
I
s-a
really love
supărat.
that, like these little things that you can discover about these sims, kind of affect the way that you raise them in a real kind of game.
A luat foc în
Morgan,
casa.
what did you do?
A dat foc la casă.
I didn't do it.
L-a
Kyle
adus în
did
casă
it.
numai ca să facă prostii. Firia, laiba.
But
Do I have an? I do have an alarm. The fireman.
it'll be fine.
Opriți naiba focul.
But that's
Că
something
strică
that I
toată
really enjoy
treaba.
about quirks on our infants and our toddlers. I don't know if you had anything else.
Și
that you
mai
wanted
să
to
nimerești și
talk
cu
about.
frică de foc acum, ia să
Yeah.
vezi.
Quirks.
We added a
Uite,
cheat
baba n-are
so
nicio
you
treabă,
can,
aia e tare chill, ia uite.
Maybe we should wait.
Că a
Hold on,
venit
let's wait for the
pompierul.
alarm.
Sorry. Oh, Kyle. They broke our brand new oven that you can see comes with this expansion pack.
La asta nu se așteptau.
Doesn't look so good now.
No. So there's a new pack cheat for this for growing together where you can oops, I think I have the wrong person selected here.
Right, yeah.
Ia.
And you
Cum
can
n-ai
see they
pe...
also saved the infant. Isn't that nice of them?
Păi și iese cu tot cu chestia aia
But
de
you can
acolo,
see there's
așa?
infant quirks. You can remove quirks if you were like, well, I want to make my
if
kid
you're like making your infant and
and
you're
I'm
like,
like,
they don't
oh,
sneeze
they
that
don't-
much.
yeah. So you're like, I want them to instead
Happy,
be
așa,
gassy, or I
gassy,
want them to
aoleu.
be a feeding tinkler.
Right.
You can go ahead and add your own.
Să
or
tragă
remove
pârțuri
ones you
multe.
don't want.
Yeah.
So
Really nice. So like, another way of kind of keeping the control in the player's hands.
Păi eu
if
am
they
mai
want
jucat,
to.
am și
I
postat
would
acum
encourage
2
that you
săptămâni,
let them
cred.
be who they are. You discover them. I think that's really
I
fun.
think it's fun.
But I understand that like sometimes you want more fine.
Dar
It's
copilul
like my
când îl ia,
new
cred că ia
favorite thing
automat
whenever I
și
get a
chestia
toddler or
aia.
an infant, I'm like,
Uh,
who are they going to be?
Covonașul ăla sau e baby nest, nu știu
Yeah.
ce naiba.
So
But
yes.
yeah, as you saw, kind of we were discovering them. The other thing that's really cool is you discover them as they do things related to that, right?
Yeah.
Like I think you discovered that maybe Delaney was aggressive because she was like punching the bear or something, right?
Yeah.
So when they do things that kind of exhibit that behavior, that's when you see it come out.
And you can see too, there's you
uitat
can
de
see the
hotă, bre.
icons now on the
Hit! Ia uite.
interactions.
Just like that.
Yeah.
It's related to that
Yeah.
quirk.
Like I think probably
Ia uite
play
pe
in
aia
water.
mică cum
She
face.
loves
Uite,
water.
uite. Ia uite.
And you're gonna see them do that behavior more often. So
Bă, luați naiba
yeah.
copilul în casă, bă.
Another thing, we just had a fire, right?
We did.
And before we also had a milestone pop up. I'm
I think when
thinking,
Kyle
Doarme
came over,
copilul
those
pe
were the first
afară,
decisions.
uite-te și tu,
yeah,
Doamne.
let's wake up Leo. And 'cause I
Doamne,
think we're
salutare,
gonna do
bine ai
another one.
venit.
So while we talk about these,
It's
oh,
wake up
he
time.
doesn't like wake up
Leo.
time.
It's gonna be a handful.
Let's see. I'm gonna start having us. Oops.
Pe 14 se lansează, atenție,
Okay.
am spus în toate
Yeah, she's
clipurile.
gonna do some tummy time
Yeah.
with Leo,
Okay.
and let's
Și noi
talk
pe tine.
about what we saw
Intri pe
earlier,
multiplayer.
which was it was down here. We
Dar după ce
had
mănânc, după ce se termină stream-ul, după aceea.
first visitor milestone
Asta mi-a
unlocked
plăcut
for
foarte
Leo.
mult. Ia uite copilul,
And
uite.
then
Think about what
Okay.
milestones might be.
we also just had a fire, so that's going to be interesting because I think that is also
Right.
one. So let's
Yes, for
look at
another.
these.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, milestones. So you can see we're back in the Simology panel. We were just looking at our traits here before, but now we're looking. If you scroll down, this milestones panel, entirely new. Love milestones. This is a huge thing that we added in growing together.
Păi, până se termină, Luca.
Are really a way that we wanted to
Roll
be
over
able
to back milestone
to
unlock. Uite, am învățat să
kind
se
of
răstogolească.
show off the big events that happened in
Asta e o
a
chestie și în
Sims.
viața reală. Copiii trebuie să
You just
facă
got a
chestia
new
asta la
muscle roll
o
over the
anumită
back on
vârstă.
Leo.
That's because I was doing
you were doing tummy time
and
together.
I
You were
set it
kind
up so that I knew that they would be getting that
Schmecker.
milestone
It's
soon.
almost like we had a plan for the stream before we had a fire and everything went off the rails.
I wasn't planned.
No, that wasn't.
Roll over.
So I think what's really cool
Ah,
about
uite,
this
poate
is
să-ți țină
sort of,
capul. Ia uite încă o chestie.
strength
Gross
training,
motor.
power set.
De asta de
Is
motricitate.
that milestones are really
Nu
important
ciudați, de ce zici că
for
sunt
our
ciudați? Sunt foarte
infants. I
drăguți.
think they're doing something
Uite,
really
îl
cool for our
învață să
infants.
ridice
And then
căpuțul.
I'm going to reserve talking about them for our older siblings.
Uite,
a
și
little
plânge
bit.
sărăcuțul
But
că
you
nu
can see that
poate.
With our infants, they have their milestones sort of divided into fine motor,
Dragă
gross
de el.
motor, I think social. There's some other milestones like firsts that are going to be things that or life
Sunt chestii pe care, milestone-uri, lucruri pe care trebuie să le obțină în viață. Cum ar fi tu să termini școala. Na.
Of allowing your Sims when they're parenting an infant, your infants when they're
Quick,
growing up, and you
relevant,
as a
good
player
appetite.
to sort of
Ok,
track
deci uite, și spune când
the,
copilul tău e pregătit pentru
the
mâncare
progression of your
de asta
infants.
de... Ia uite ce are ăsta
In
aici.
a
Câte milestone-uri, e foarte
sort of
mișto
more
chestia asta. E un fel de stories, de
specific way
amintire, nu știu
than
cum naiba le spune.
just
Eram și în Sims 2 și în Sims 3.
a skill
Și vezi ce a
bar,
făcut
right? Like in
simul
ways
tău
that
pe
we've done
parcursul
before,
vieții.
where
E foarte
you're
tare chestia
gaining
asta.
skills and your skill bar goes up and
Un
you
fel
go
de
to different
amintire.
levels. The milestones are sort of tracking, and if you've ever been a parent or been around a parent and talking with a parent of an infant, you'll know that milestones are really
Da,
important
cu
in
toate,
real
cu
life as
toate.
well in terms of
Se integrează cu toate
what did my
DLC-urile.
infant just do, right? What is the next thing that's up for them?
Ia că-i dă age
that
up.
is sort of tracking the way that they are growing up.
Aha, deci îi pune chestia aia pe jos automat, ca să nu stea copilul, vezi, domne, direct pe jos, cum s-ar zice. Ia, uite, și astea sunt triturile pentru copil și aspirația mai când se face toddler, bineînțeles. Smile milestone. Ia, uite, drag. Uite, apare că s-a născut la spital. Vai. Nu pot să cred așa ceva. Deci e șmecher. Și le poți vedea, vai, frumos, frumos. Chiar o să fie o chestie șmecheră.
What interactions and ways to explore the world that the infant can now do.
Growing Together e $40. Bine, la noi e 40 de euro. Dar ăsta cu infantul va fi gratuit. Însă milestone-urile cred că sunt în Growing Together, nu le primești în gratis. Vreo 200 și ceva de lei la lansare, expansiunea. Uite, ăsta vezi câte chestii a avut, a fost promovat la job, a făcut un make a move, live, uite, și-a serbat ziua, s-a angajat. Live, foarte mișto, Sunny Infant.
won't actually be able to explore food on the high chair.
Foarte
You can do it
drăguț,
with Leo
foarte
because he's
frumos.
able to sit up. But
Uite și
another,
mâncarea, foarte
that is
frumos.
able to, you're not able to yet.
And like
Once you-
finger foods, you can't do it
Oh,
till you
that's
have
right.
the grab
Ah,
mouth.
finger
Yeah,
foods.
based on the
Deci
grab
poate să
mouth.
mănânce
And
și
so, like,
mâncare
with our
direct cu
infants, what I think is
mâinile.
really cool is you get to
Bun.
explore these milestones with the infant, and kind of as they unlock
Doamne
these
ferește.
milestones, really the world opens up for them in terms of being able to do things with more
We can
objects.
see here Leo can play with toys.
Participați la giveaway-urile
but,
mele
like,
și
let's say we
uitați-vă
take
când
Leo
să
off of this
decernează
playground
premiul.
And we go put down
Ia.
and we put down Jenna here on the
And
play
Jenna
mat.
just aged up, right?
Jenna
from-
just
Mamă,
aged up,
câte
and I haven't
chestii.
cheated Jenna. I did
Right.
cheat Leo.
Okay.
So let's put Jenna there.
Ok.
So he can play with it, but Jenna can't do any of these
Right.
things
And
that
you'll see
Leo
Jenna
can
when
do.
we put her down, she's lying down, right? She can look at the toys,
Mhm.
but she doesn't have all the interactions because she doesn't have those milestones. And so I think for our infants, the milestones not only serve as a way of kind of like tracking what progress they've made through their infancy, but really being able to give individual sort of events and skills that they're building that open up a lot of the ability to really interact with the world in new ways. And I think that's really
Da,
what
da,
makes
da,
our
clar, pe
infants
e mult mai
who are
complex
growing
ăsta în
together
primul rând.
feel like they're growing up through their infancy and allowing you to see that.
Da, stați să vedem când o apărea. Că atunci e marea surpriză. Să vedem să nu avem naiba surprize cum a fost la Wedding Stories.
I would already be like,
Ne putem trezi și cu surprize de astea.
That was not enough, of course. We have milestones across all of our ages. So
Perfect,
that,
super. Uite câte chestii, primul tantrum. Vai, frumos.
And I think it changes a little bit because after infancy, those milestones are not
Uite, learn to dance și arată ce ar mai trebui să facă.
The kind of like core abilities you need to really interact and explore with the world. They're more about tracking.
Să meargă pe bicicletă.
Right? And I think when you look at milestones across all the ages, the two things that I think are really
Nu, la base game nu pune, nu este. Jocul l-ai cumpărat, acum e gratis. Într-adevăr, la DLC-uri e ca la orice alt joc. Dacă are DLC-uri, uite, City Skylines, spre exemplu, ai jocul de bază și cumperi DLC-urile. Însă sunt mult mai mici ca și importanță. Complexitate. Yeah.
These were all made at their current ages, but if they wouldn't have been, and I would have like aged them up over the years, you could actually like click on this and see and go
and,
back
like,
and
during
like
that age,
reminisce.
what happened to them? What did I do with them? Right? There are, and the other thing that I think is really cool is that each of these milestones has
Păi
for
stai,
some
nu
of our
poți
bigger
să...
milestones. We have little bits of kind of ways to.
Stai că eu n-am înțeles,
make sure
adică
that
eu nu
it
pot să
feels
mă
like
uit
a
în
bit of
trecut
that
să văd ce am
history.
făcut.
It isn't just an icon for you as a player to look at.
La personajul, dacă e adult, nu pot să văd ce a făcut când era young, adult când era...
I'm going to talk about some of the good ones first, as you make a bad one happen to Ron. But we have things like Ron has a milestone for getting married because they got married at some point in the past. And getting married or like having a new child, going to school for your first day will give you some decorative items that you can put around your house.
We actually have them here.
Ah, ia uite, certificate of marriage.
There you go. Between
Care
Ron
trebuia
and Mara,
băgat de
right? Like,
fapt
and so you
la
have
Wedding
these
Stories
friends
și l-au
that
băgat
remember
acum.
Who kind of instigated that
First
milestone,
day at
and then they
school.
give you a way to decorate the
Șmecher.
house, not only with these cool decoratives, but really give this lot a sense of history, right?
Nu am fost atent, mi se părea stupid.
Really awesome. I think some of our Sims with those kind of decoratives can have interactions to reminisce on them, depending on how they felt about.
Mamă, ce mișto e canapeaua, e superbă.
We have other milestones.
Așa că pe multiplayer avem de făcut schimbări în bloc când apare expansiunea. Multe chiar. Ce e asta mid?
Like you just had a milestone where you made Ron have a bladder failure. And his first bladder failure, you can see that the milestone remembers that it was here at Sequoia.
Își aduce aminte, uite.
Which is their home.
Unfortunate that was at their home. But what that might mean is
frumos, chiar e șmecheră chestia asta. Deci chiar îmi doream de mult ceva de genul ăsta. Ia uite pe ăla, credeam că e în duș și zice ce naiba stă în fund.
Or there's some other moments where he can like be potentially autonomously thinking back on his milestones, he might remember that his first bladder failure was here, and he might get a debuff that's like, that was embarrassing, and I'm still here, and that's not great. So unfortunately, because it's not like on a venue or something where he can avoid it, he sort of has to live with it.
Or they can move.
Or he has to move. He has to uproot his family and be like, you know what? We're moving. I peed on the floor here, and just I can't take it. But those are some really cool things. Like the first fire does that. I think if you, depending on where your first fire is, if you are cooking,
La ce te referi, Maria?
You might get a little extra stressed, right? And so like some of these milestones that, some of the more negative ones, I think especially, like have these sort of, these lingering effects that can carry on through your Sims lifetime.
Some other things we could maybe talk
Midlife
about while we're
crisis.
talking about Ron's life
Yeah,
here.
Ron's kind of
Asta e nouă.
unfortunate life. He's also going through a midlife crisis. You really set up Ron to succeed here.
Midlife, alea de mijlocul
he's
vieții,
pushing it down.
Yeah,
chestii
he's
pe care
just
și le
family
dorește
crisis.
neapărat să le facă.
He loves his
Am uitat cum
family.
să traduce acum.
But midlife crisis is a new thing that can happen to our adult Sims.
La toată lumea
There
se întâmplă
are
chestia asta.
4 different midlife crises. I was going to say 4, but I have 3 sloth fingers, so it looks like I'm saying 3. 4 different types of midlife crisis that
Deci
can
asta își
happen
dorește la
for
vârsta
your sim.
mijlocie, a ajuns
These
la
are,
criza de
these are
vârstă
things that,
mijlocie
as your
cumva,
sim
nu știu cum îi
ages,
spune.
like, and
Vrea să
growing
facă
up
chestiile
to
astea,
being
șmecher.
an adult,
Travel
they
unique
can suddenly kind
places,
of feel like
hunt for
they're missing out
treasures.
on life. And you can see that Ron's is the desire for adventure. And what this
Șmecher.
does is it has
Îmi place
him
chestia asta.
kind of come up with a bunch of goals that he set for himself to be like, you know what, to kind of like satisfy my desire for adventure, I really want to do these things right now. That would break me out of my midlife crisis. It would make me think I'm actually
Chiar
being
au
able
schimbat
to
foarte
get
mult.
some adventure in my life that has been kind of a little bit
O să
boring
schimbe
so
foarte
far.
mult jocul.
And these
Dacă
are
și va
optional.
funcționa
As a
corect.
player, you can just be like, you know what? No, suffer through your midlife crisis. I don't care. But if you do fulfill some of these for Ron, what you'll see is that the midlife crisis lasts a little bit shorter. You'll get potentially a beneficial.
Dar cu
kind
cine
of
vă
mood
certați,
after
mă,
the midlife
mămică?
crisis is over.
Happier sim.
Yeah, it depends on how happy you want to
N-am
make your
chef
sim.
de ceartă
He
cu
also-
cine vreau
he
să
also
văd
has a
live-ul.
workplace
Cu
rival
cine,
right
mă?
now.
Bella
It's
God.
another thing.
Vă rog, ai
Yeah,
gheață
I mean,
subiecte de astea.
That's harsh.
Nu.
You know, I know Bella is well liked among everyone, and so having to go up.
Uite ce apare la sus acolo
This
de
is something else
learning.
that can happen if you are in a career. So
Se
Ron
lansează și
right
pe
now,
consola.
with Bella Goth as his workplace rival, won't be able to get a promotion, right?
Workplace
There's something there's some
nu
drama
pot să
going on. This is
cred.
another thing that can come up, and
Deci
you
workplace,
can, when you
rival
are at
la
work, you will have
muncă.
a couple of new options on
Șmecher.
your sim skewer to be able to potentially do some positive or negative interactions with Bella to try and resolve it.
Pe 16
and
se
you'll get
lansează,
some, I think,
deci
fun kind of
14
action out of that.
infantul, 16
You
expansiunea.
can invite Bella over and just
Așa.
like interact with her outside of work to try and resolve it.
Ah,
you
ia uzi.
potentially, not that I would ever do any of this with any of my real life work rivals. You can
Foarte
take care of
tare.
Bella however you want to. And
Dar
if
sunt
Bella
curios dacă
somehow
chiar s-ar duce
just
la Bella,
isn't
dacă
on
are
this
exact
plane of
serviciul
existence
ăsta de
anymore,
secret agent.
So watch out
She
all you
won't be-
designers
she
that
won't
are
be your
making
work
fun
Sau
of
e o
the
chestie
same
random.
worlds that Scott.
I'm just saying. There used to be sequoias in San Sequoia. But that's a fun kind of, again, a little bit of drama that we are adding into your
Vai,
adult
cât de
Sims, right? Like one
tare.
of the things that when we were looking at your Sims growing up and really wanting to cover the gamut of all of their age stages is that we have that growing up for infants and for toddlers, that personality that we're adding. When we were looking at adults, a lot of it was like,
Da,
is there
mi-a făcut,
more
eu cu
interesting
căștile în
adult
ureche
drama that we
sunt,
can add?
așa e
And
capul meu
so,
acum.
right, the midlife crisis does that, the workplace rival does that. We've added a burnout system so that if
Îți
you're
spune foarte
going
multe
too hard
chestii.
on a particular like skill building or working too hard, your sim
Stai că nu
may
pot să mute aia.
kind of indicate to you that they need a break. They need to
Unde
do
ai
something
pui
that's
bă afară?
If they're
Eu
kind
te nu
of
pot
too
să
mentally
mute.
taxed, they may need to do something creative. If they've been just doing creative things, they may need to do something that's like a mental break from that. We added, there was another
Getting tired.
yeah. That's like, again, like I think I was like, we added the opportunity to be laid off, which
So
is a
pretty
weird
much
way of
for
putting it.
each of the age
It's
groups,
not.
we added a lot of fun stuff. For adults,
For
we
Bă,
just
da, ăștia
made
nu
their
puteau,
lives
mă, să-și ia și
dramatic.
un
There's
microfon
stuff
mai
that can
bun,
happen
mă.
to you that you need to deal with.
Să se
But they're
audă
like
și ei mai
positives
bine,
that
să nu
come
mai se
out of
audă
that,
așa.
right? You can get laid off, and after you, actually what happens is
Vezi
that
că
when
am
you go
pe
to work, there's
canal
a chance
pentru
that the
toate,
company
și
is, like,
pentru
going through
kituri, și pentru
restructuring or
expansiuni, și
something
pentru...
that
Le
means
găsești
they're
la
going to
playlist-ul
be
cu
layoffs.
tutoriale. Am făcut
You
un
might
top
be able to
acolo.
make it just
Și pe
through this
short-uri
fine.
găsești,
Maybe
am făcut
working
un
a little
short.
extra hard during
Intră
that
pe
period,
secțiunea de
right?
short-uri și
You
le
can-
găsești
you can-
acolo.
You can survive that. If you do get laid off, we added some interesting kind of options afterwards where some, maybe if you have friends, they might come check in on you, and the ability to sort of like look for.
Bă, e
knowing
interesant,
that
chiar
you
e
just laid off.
interesant.
But yeah, it's a little awkward to be like, we added the opportunity for your sim to be laid off, but it is something new and growing together. And I
Mama,
think
cât a vorbit ăsta, mâncața și
it is-
ochii. Ia, e și dracu,
it is a story
și-a consumat tot
opportunity, I think, for
vocabularul.
our players, and making those adult
Salut ca în
lives feel
bidon.
fuller, right? And feel like your entire lifetime there are things happening that you are both drama that you're potentially dealing with, but also
Asta e mișto,
stories
chestia
that are
asta cu
available to
criza
you.
de vârstă
Brand new stories that
mijlocie.
are really adding to all these layers of.
Uite și ce
of the
frumos
Sims
îți apare
story
că
right now.
fac milestone-uri acolo, foarte drăguț.
So we've talked about some stuff for infants and toddlers and adults and some stuff for elders. Let's talk about kids a little bit too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we talked about these aspirations that they have.
Ia că ne arată chestia
But
cu...
there's actually a lot of stuff we
căsuța.
added for children. You might notice that they sometimes she's getting a
High
confidence
confidence.
pop-up.
Oh, right, that's flying off of
Ah.
her head. I'm seeing that, and I'm seeing under the traits that she has high confidence right now.
Yep. Children could now have low, neutral, or high confidence. They start off with neutral, and this is kind of like a fluctuating trait throughout their childhood, depending on like how much they're succeeding at things or failing at things, and how like their caregivers are responding. I don't know if she's done anything recently for them to respond to, but for example, under friendly and then compliments,
Foarte
he
bun
can
asta.
praise her effort in social growth.
Right, so she's gained social skill, and so like as a caregiver.
Uite, îți apare că ce argumente ai dacă vrei să fii răutăcios. E mult mai bine structurat, mult mai bine.
But also, like, I love, like, she
Ba da,
could
cred că
go
și la
on
tine.
the monkey bars out here,
Da, cred că se
and
aplică-
if she falls off, that's going to affect her confidence.
Right, so
ce
things
la
that
young
they're doing on
adult,
their own,
aproape.
certainly the way the caregivers are interacting with them as well.
And you can see she's confident right now because, like, she believes in herself because she is confident. It's just
Ia
going to
uite.
make it kind of better.
Crede în ea.
Versus if she has low confidence, she might get a fear that wasn't there before, and she's going
A
to
new
start,
fear, yeah.
like, feeling, like, bad about things. And it
Uite
might
cu
start,
dintele,
like,
îi apare, vedeți că o doare
compiling, right?
dintele.
So,
Yeah, so it affects kind of their like day to day
Șmecher.
as well.
Cum ar fi
I was
să
gonna
bage
say,
ceva
what
cu
happens when a
stomatolog?
kid,
Mamă, ce
ages
mișto ar
up
fi.
with high or low confidence?
they get a locked-in trait that is either low or high self-esteem. If their confidence was neutral, nothing happens. But if they had high confidence or low confidence, that'll as a teen they'll have high or low self-esteem, and then that just carries
Fetița arată
over the rest of their
ok.
life.
Like do some of the same stuff where they will kind of show that through different.
Salut, Anastasia, bine ai venit.
When they're doing different things.
Și haideți, dragilor, mai avem nevoie de 3 like-uri până la
So I'm
80.
going to make her practice piano, even though she doesn't like practicing piano.
Okay.
Cum să
Because
ai
number
așa
one,
ceva
it's a
opțiune?
stand-in
N-ai
piano
nicio opțiune de a
that takes
ucide
up
un
4
Sims.
slots, not 6.
Doar cu coduri sau cu
And
moduri.
I'm just going to show it off really quick.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I know that some of our we had showed off this piano in some of
Wow,
our trailers,
ce drăguț.
but I think we'd showed it off before with
Ăla
some
arăta
of the
foarte
really
bine.
artful and beautiful kind of.
Ăla a lăsat pe
areas.
culoarea asta. Trebuia
But
să
not
lăsăm unul
necessarily the
colorat.
kind of just like core
Foarte
neutral
fain.
tones. And so you can see that we have a bunch of them. Just have a brown one if you want to. It's not that exciting.
Și în
I
spate,
like
uite, îl face așa.
I like the ones that have art on them, but a wide
Like little
variety
sticker
of
ones.
these pianos that are available.
Nu cu sticare.
So, but we're going to have her play some piano and check out some new stuff for children that we added in here
Ia.
when she gets here.
So she's playing the piano.
So she's playing the piano. Number one, you can see now when any sim is gaining a
Foarte,
skill, they'll now have a
ne arată la
high confidence
ce.
skill they're gaining above
Deci
their head.
îl face, e mult mai
That kind
ușor
of
acum de
helps you.
înțeles.
But for children,
Știți că înainte trebuia să te uiți la ce face skill. E, acum îți apare la fundamental, uite.
Yeah,
kind of
those seem
familiar
very
with.
familiar to me. Yeah.
But they also can gain certain adult skills that we felt like we could support or that we
Ah.
were supporting.
Deci la ce te
and we
ajută
can
pentru
continue to
skillurile
add
când
this
vei
over
fi
time.
adult? Deci creativitatea pentru copil îl va ajuta când va fi mare la pian să cânte mult mai ușor. Știi, înainte n-avea nicio relevanță. Deci le aveai pe astea de sus, dar când creșteai nu primeai skill-urile aici. Asta e bun, foarte bun. Foarte bine.
So it's one of the ways that like the things you're doing as a child really matter and carry on the rest.
Ca să aibă pe parcursul vieții o importanță. Bun.
Yeah, I'm personally really excited about this one.
Adică înveți în copilărie niște chestii pe care le poți păstra și pe parcursul vieții. Hai bă, fiți armit. Iar mai ia cu asta. Vrea să doarmă afară, să facă un nap, să se...
Right. I know we have a treehouse somewhere in this pack. Oh,
I don't look like a treehouse.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's continue building on it.
Da, foarte mult, o groază de chestii.
Maybe Mama Lumberjackson as well.
Ia că o cheamă pe bunica.
Yeah, and
Șmecher.
I was gonna say the treehouse is a new object. You might have seen it in the trailers as well.
Uite, și apare sus că lucrează la, face skill la handiness.
You can build together.
Bun, bravo, foarte bine că au băgat chestia asta. S-a lucrat aici.
Oh yeah.
Nu, niciun caz.
Already started it, so it'll be done soon.
Da, nu-i ajuta în... Și uite ce frumos, apare pentru fiecare. Aia mică învață, lăr. Și ceilalți doi se ocupă de casă.
When it's purchased, it's fully unbuilt base that allows multiple sims to build together. So when a sim starts to build, they just have to be a teen or older, and then children can join in as well to help.
Ce naiba strânge ăla în copac acolo.
You'll see other sims hammering different parts of the treehouse, pulling out blueprints, etc.
Ia uite casa.
And then you see the finished treehouse.
Enclosure.
Once it's fully built, it becomes functional. Sims can go up and down via the ladder.
Nature set admission rules.
And sit on the bench and interact with.
Are voie și aia baba, uite că deci poate să intre și adultul. Vai. Nap, sleep, deci poate să doarmă în ea. Drăguț, foarte interesant. Foarte interesant.
A decoration state onto the treehouse once it's fully built.
Deci se poate decora.
Decoration states are going to match.
Skip school.
Hey.
Să nu faceți așa ceva.
Sort of scenarios that children can have. So
you want to put some decor on it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can see.
I meant.
Oh wait, what?
the different
styles. Yes. Sorry. There's so much you could do with it.
Ce urla asta în...
Yeah, so there's the different decoration states that match.
Baba să se dea și să cade din copac.
You can see Kara is playing pretend as a fairy princess, and you can decorate the treehouse with a fairy tale castle to match that, or like Space, Island Castaway.
Ce tare.
Your child Sims
Pirate Island și... Ia uite, Fairy, vai cât de frumos.
Have Sims relaxing or sleeping.
Foarte frumos.
We can also have adult Sims woohoo in the enclosure.
Șmecher.
So there is a new woohoo on the treehouse.
Avem woohoo.
And
ce nu doar nu face bătrâna.
Upgraded from this point too. So we have an awesome functional treehouse, but we can give it a bell because why not? A slide, so Sims can climb up.
Dar astea sunt upgrade-uri pe care le trebuie să le faci, practic. Vai, ce mișto, adică să coboare pe acolo. Deci asta trebuie upgradat.
We added them through
Yeah.
the magic of debug sheets here, but they are built.
Ne-am dat seama, da.
Right? You're like your Sims go and kind of like work on it to add them.
And you can even...
Eu dacă eram la Sims acum, eu nu v-aș fi arătat chestia asta. V-aș fi spus doar că puteți să faceți upgrade-uri la căsuță pentru a vă upgrada căsuța și să primiți chestii noi. Așa și făcut. Nu vi l-aș fi arătat. Că așa o să facă toată lumea. Cheat, nu mai face nimeni. Deci putem să adăugăm chestii foarte tare chestia asta. Bă, vezi că lipsește de cam multe zile de la școală. Poate cade meteoritul pe tine.
VR gaming mat can go up there. So
Wow.
there's a bunch of different options that you can
Foarte tare
place
că
up
poți să
there,
pui lucruri
and,
acolo.
children or anyone who can use those objects will be able to interact with them.
Is there a way to find those easily?
Yes, so when you're
Yeah.
in build by, you can search for the tag placeable on Treehouse.
Treehouse.
And that will pull up
okay.
a bunch of
There you go.
different categories for each of those objects, so you can
Aha.
easily find things.
Depending on
that
Aha,
you
lucruri pe
place.
care le
Nice.
poți adăuga. Astea sunt obiecte care se pot adăuga acolo.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool.
Uite.
that you, like once you put it up there, you're
Oh, perfect. Uite și asta de, da, bun.
So not just can you decorate your treehouse how you want to,
Good.
you can actually then have, for example, Kara could look through the telescope while on the treehouse.
Supramax articulați.
Yep.
Bun, șmecher, chiar îmi place și
It's
asta.
like you can really customize the treehouse to how
Vezi,
you
poate vine meteoritul pe tine, colega.
Most definitely.
Ah, asta v-ar
yeah,
mai
I was gonna
lipsi.
say like they're just none of them are going to work or going to school. They keep them home. We gotta keep them
Skipping
home.
work.
One of the I think I said this to the team as well, but I feel
Da,
like
da,
the
da, următorul
treehouse
live.
is one of, if not the coolest objects we've ever made in The Sims 4. It is
Level up
very
mental
big,
skill.
it is very beautiful, it is so customizable, it's got all these little kind of fun interactions.
Foarte
that you can do.
drăguț.
I don't know if you mentioned you
Chiar
can
îmi
set, like,
place.
entry rules as well.
Oh,
so you
yeah.
can be like, no adults, it's
La
just
final vă
kids,
întreb
right?
ce notă dați
And stuff
așa
like
la
that. We have these
expansiune,
quotients with a bunch of
numai din ce ați
stuff.
văzut.
It's just, yeah, I really love this thing.
Another cool object we have
Ia
for
să vedem.
kids.
Pentru
Oh,
copii.
sure. Another cool object we have for kids
Bicycle.
is this bike. So I actually can't travel around or ride it. Why is that?
De ce?
It's because I think you're a kid.
Ah,
and you
și
need to
trebuie să
learn how to
învețe.
bike, Morgan.
Ok.
It's
Șmecher. Îmi place bicicleta cum arată.
Just sabotaged his work rival.
Stuffed in old Harvest Fest skeletons.
Ia să vezi aici.
Bella's office drawer.
Funny story that there's actually a skeleton in my old desk drawer.
8 din
at work.
10.
Is this based
Bun.
on a?
Yeah.
Okay.
Based
10
on
plus
true
plus.
story.
Ia uite cum învață. Aha, străguțe animațiile, da.
Really putting the best.
Se vede, mă, diferența între moduri și ce e făcut de ei. Și crește motorul acolo la skill. Știți că există mod prin care poți merge pe bicicletă. Cred că l-am prezentat și eu. Dar se vede când e ceva făcut de ei. Oricât ar fi. Poate să-și redenumească și bicicleta.
Once they've kind of mastered being able to ride a bike, then they can use it as a vehicle for traveling, much like our adults can. So then they can kind of ride it around and they can take it to different
Travel,
places
ride.
like but we also added some cool things with it's a
Aha, trebuie să facă milestone-ul ăla. Ia uite 10, bă, ia uite 8 din 10, 9 din 10.
We also,
Bă, dar ce generos
to make
sunteți
it
așa
so
să
that-
zic.
Because kids' bikes are cool. Kids' everything is cooler, right? If you go to the store and you're like buying an adult version of something versus a kid's version of something, kids' version of things are cooler. What's really cool about these kids' bikes, I think we have 6
Foarte
new
bine
kids'
arată
bikes
bicicleta
with
aia.
variants. And what's cool is that each of the kids' bikes have like slightly different accessories.
Mamă,
And
deci
so you
abia
can see
aștept
this
să
one has a
apară.
horn. I think maybe this one has a light as well. If it was nighttime, we would see
Yeah.
it shining. But there's like a horn and a light and like a noisemaker that can change even the way that it sounds when you're riding it. And depending on which kid's bike you buy, it has like a different kind of configuration of those.
Păi da, știu că și părintele poate să asiste la chestia asta.
We also have some adult bikes.
Ah,
as
uite ce
well.
drăguț.
Yep.
Ce mișto arată
So
aia.
adults have some bikes in this pack they can ride too.
Can ride together. I think adults can help our kids like learn how to ride a bike.
Deci exact, deci părintele poate învăța copilul să meargă cu
While you're
bicicleta.
trying to learn your bike, you can sometimes hit your head and make your tooth fall out.
Oh right, loose teeth.
You can actually
Does
see.
she have a loose tooth right
Da,
now?
da, da.
She does. I cheated it right
That's why it
now,
has
so
that
that's why it
zero.
has
Yeah,
that because
yeah.
I cheated it.
Ia,
But
ia cu dintele, hai să vedem.
okay, yeah,
Rod's going for it.
yeah. He's just sabotaging. I said
Ah,
him
dar i-a
to
căzut
sabotage
deja.
work rival at work. He could also befriend them. So I mean,
Work rival.
anyways, but she, yeah. So she has a loose tooth, so we could wiggle it. But
Yeah.
let's go ahead and just pull it out.
Oh,
Hardcore. All right. All right, so now your tooth is out.
Yeah, and,
Kara
A scos
no
dintele,
longer
ia.
has a loose tooth, but now has like a missing tooth.
and we get her to
și o să
smile here.
apară
We can see
chestia
it.
asta. Hai mă,
Open your mouth.
nu zâmbește.
Where are you going?
Nu zâmbește Simu ca să se vadă fără dinți în
We'll
gură.
never see it. Well, she has a tooth gap there where she lost her tooth. It's there.
Să-l pună sub pernă, să vină zâna măsăluță.
being very uncooperative. But you have a loose tooth now, and you can take that tooth, and you can, if you were to click on like her bed, for example.
Deci se poate, drăguț. Ia uite, place tooth under pillow. Foarte fain.
When she wakes up, she'd be able to.
Ia. Stop, pauză. L-a pus așa direct. Yeah, it's time to head.
You'll find a nice surprise from the tooth fairy.
Ooh.
And so when she
Zâna măseluță.
then
Drăguț.
you'll get kind of a nice little moment of a lost tooth fairy time.
Da, seamănă, da. Adică devine... Uite, a luat și milestone-ul. Da, asta chiar adaugă foarte mult realism în joc, ce-i drept.
Yeah, and this is like when we're talking about milestones, right? Like you get a cute little kind of like tooth certificate for.
Și ce drăguț. Deci a luat și un certificat. Vai, cât de tare. Foarte frumos.
I know a good place we could potentially put that tooth certificate. Maybe we check out these.
Dar ce naiba să alea de lângă carte, că avea și cea... Nu pot să cred.
Kind of an ornate one. We have kind of a cheap.
Vai, cât de tare.
Cheapskates. I don't know who named
Dacă aia nu știe să pronunțe eu nici atât. Foarte șmecher.
Box, yes.
And a basic one.
Open design.
This is an elder sim, so she's able to designate this keepsake box as their family keepsake box.
These keepsake boxes are one of my favorite things in this pack because they're small. They're not super complicated, but when I talked about our milestones and the kind of decorative objects you got from the milestones, one of the things that I really love about this pack when I've been playing with it is that you really get to inject this sense of history with this pack that we haven't had an opportunity to do before.
Vai, cât de drăguț. Și gen poți să știi chestiile importante, ca să zic așa, într-o de-asta. Foarte frumos.
Keepsake box is the memento that you want
gen
to pass
bijuterii,
on. And then one of the really cool things that you can do
chestiile importante.
And then if you are
cred că oricine are în casă așa ceva.
With somebody else in your family is you can then pass that on.
E mișto, îmi place foarte mult. Hey, ia uite ce are acolo.
Through that you can have this sense of an object that has meaning for the family and is able to be
Da, așa zici că arată naiba ca o de-aia de
is able to kind of like keep that meaning through generations, right? And
ăla
you
după
can
ce
see that
moare
it's also like a little kind of storage box. So you can put cool things into it.
Ai, uite ce de-aia apărut la babă.
Or maybe just like something.
Ia uite ce de-alea apare la babă.
And be able to put that in it.
Aia vrea să facă ceva și nu știe cum. Vrea să ne arate ceva.
It's a fun little kind of interaction that.
Ia uite ce tare îi apar chestiile alea acolo.
Family dynamics a little bit. So it lets you like use the power of kind of the legacy of your family to change a dynamic that might be set that you might not.
Drăguț.
You might also be seeing in her inventory, she has a friendship bracelet.
Asta voiam să face.
And Kara actually also has one.
Oh, okay.
This is a new object called the friendship bracelet kit. And you can click on that to make friendship bracelets. We have some different ones that are all really cute to make. And we also updated it, so if you have like nifty knitting, you can do it here.
Ce drăguț!
Activity table.
Oh, and like the knitting basket, nifty knitting. Yes,
I think the crochet box
Interesant.
as well.
Oh, cool. The cross stitch.
Cross stitch.
Yeah.
And so those are also objects you can do that, but we have to have a friend.
Right. So if you each have made a friendship bracelet, you can then exchange them.
Or if it's a sim in another household, they don't have to necessarily have made one. But because they both live in the same household, we made them. So we can exchange
Mama
them.
and Kara are going to exchange friendship bracelets here.
Yeah, they are. So so Kara's going to come here and exchange it. Slow this down. She says, hey, you want to exchange friendship bracelets? You'd want to give me a friendship bracelet?
Yeah, ce
Look at
drăguț.
that. Super cute. So they've exchanged friendship bracelets.
And you can see it on their hands now.
Foarte
You
tare.
can see it on their wrists, and they have each other.
Right?
Cannot be sold.
And hers was made by Mama now.
Nice.
Ah,
They
ce
both have it on their
drăguț.
hands. And
și
they'll
ore la
eventually
mână, ce
get worn out and
frumos.
fall off.
Okay.
But for now they have them.
They have a special friendship bond. that
Șmecher.
you can add another
O
really
groază
cool
de
kind of
chestii,
interaction
n-am
you
ce
can
să
do while
zic.
you're wearing each other's friendship bracelet.
I think it's under
Stories, ia
her
uite, affection,
affection,
family
bracelet,
kiss.
Bracelet,
buddy
buddy,
bump.
fist bump.
Vedeți, de
If you
asta
do
am
this,
zis că e
Cara
mult
has
mai bine
another
gândit.
friend,
Acum
and
poți
if she
să
were to do this
dai
in front of
interacțiunile mult mai
Gonzalo,
bine.
Gonzalo
Adică să nu
might be
greșești
kinda
când
jealous.
discuți cu un
Oh,
sim.
right, because he's like, why
78
didn't
de
I
like-uri,
get
mulțumesc
the
mult,
friendship
dragilor.
bracelet? Why are you doing this bracelet buddy fist bump with somebody else?
Like, I thought I was your friend.
Right.
So we were pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can only exchange friendship bracelets with one sim, right?
Yes.
That's the rule. That's the rules of friendship.
Also demand your friendship bracelet.
That's malicious.
It
I don't know
happened
if
to
I
me
would.
in school when I was a child.
Uh-huh.
Ei, dă chestia aia. Iulia, am o pasiune
You
pentru
were
jocul
saying
ăsta de asta.
that
Super.
you
Aceeași cred că o
you
împărtășim
exchange
majoritatea
friendship
care
bracelets.
suntem aici
and
pe,
then
pe
they
stream.
demand, look, oh my.
Uite, o să-ți pinuiesc și
cannot
ăsta, că
believe
mi s-a
that you
părut
did that
drăguț
with Laura.
comentariul tău.
No, she's gonna have this memory with her grandma forever. So sad.
Și bineînțeles, dacă e cineva pe aici care nu e
hurt.
abonat, să vă
But
abonați,
you gave
mămică,
her
să
a
facem
sense
și
of
noi
her
14.000 de abonați.
But yes, this happened to me, and I'm still
Okay,
hurt as an
yeah.
adult. So
And then you
she's
said
probably last with her forever. You know,
Right.
she'll probably forever remember.
when Kara grows up to be a game developer
79.
and is doing a stream,
Thank
she'll be
you.
like, remember that time that my grandmother demanded the friendship
And then I
bracelet
went to work, and they made me take the feature that had a friendship bracelet that made me remember that really sad moment in my childhood, and I
Yeah.
worked on it.
Uite, săracul copil, că de asta tot live-ul
back.
acolo
Really, I
jos.
understand. It's a really personal.
Nu s-a
thing.
îngrijit, ăștia
I
nu-s
think
buni, nu s-a
friendship
îngrijit
bracelets
de
are cool. I
copii.
think you can tell some cool stories there, as you can see, and then some really cool touches in terms of being able to wear them.
Some other
Uite, bunica ca să băgă în
show
seamă
off,
cu
we've got
copilul,
this
vezi,
playmat
da,
that they
na.
can play on.
Bine revenit, bine
Over
revenit.
here we have
Oh, the
a
changing.
diaper changing table. Let's see if we can.
Salut,
have her
Gabi, bine
just
venit,
use her
salut.
diaper really
80 de
quick.
like-uri, să rămână mult, mulțumesc
Yeah.
mult, dragilor.
And if she uses her diaper, then we can actually change her diaper.
Ia să
And this
vedem,
also
să-i
works
schimbe
for toddlers who have changed their
scutecelul.
diaper as
Îmi
well.
place
But
măsuța
not for
foarte
Delaney,
drăguță.
'cause Delaney's potty trained.
Okay.
I mean, she is if she used her diaper.
Îmi place cum face pe scaunul ăla.
She's
Iu,
not a
iu,
she's a big
iu.
girl now.
Yeah.
Da,
the
este,
changing
chiar
tables are
este.
really cool. The thing that I
Ia uite,
really
ia.
like is that you see.
Oh, a făcut pipi. Și pe mine a făcut bebelul meu. Ai, uite, milestone.
Nice.
Că a făcut treaba mică.
Milestones are just a little bit
Șmecher.
silly. Is that the
Foarte
diaper
tare, foarte tare.
pail trash can is
Din
kind
ce
of
am
like
văzut până
right
acum,
next to it, it's attached to it.
coș
What
special,
happens
ia
is if
uite.
you have that attached to your changing table, is the diaper automatically gets put in there. So you don't have to worry about diaper trash.
Fine.
If you don't, then the diaper shows up on the floor. You have to clean it up eventually, or maybe Kyle
ok.
will take
Dacă
care
nu
of
l-ai,
it
îl
or
pune pe
something
jos.
like that. But that's, I think, a cool little touch with our changing tables.
Mamă, câte chestii. Another thing, ia să vedem. Încă o chestie. Mă, nu mai folosiți, mă,
I don't know if she's being.
cheat-urile, bă. Că de-aia nu vă merge.
Oh, she's in the high chair.
Stai că,
Let's
ia,
have,
ia,
her
stai că
let
s-a
her
blocat,
out.
stai că s-a blocat colega. Nu știu ce să mai facă, că ăla
I
e
mentioned we
destul
would
de
show
deranjant.
off what you can do here with these baby proofing things, but so this
Da, da, da,
is
sunt
baby
într-adevăr.
proofed, and you can see she can try to break,
Break
loose now.
loose? Ia,
So that's like a fun way to play with wild toddlers
Right.
who may
Like,
succeed
even
or
if
may
you
not
baby proof
succeed.
something, right?
deci
there's a
copilul îl
chance
poți
that
închide
they,
acolo, dar poate să evadeze, mămică.
Yeah.
Deci degeaba îl ții pe acolo că zboară de acolo.
She did not succeed. Oh, she did.
A
No.
ieșit, nu cred.
she can't be
Can't be
contained.
contained.
But that's cool. That's a cool kind of like little baby proofing gate thing.
So let's go ahead and we also have some other cool objects around here.
Ce
We have
tare
the
chestia cu
celebration
milestone-urile cum
cannon,
mi apare pentru toate.
Uh,
Aoleu, dar nu s-o băga
that
copilul în
might be
aia
good
să
for
se arunce
some
de pe
events
acolo.
We could talk about.
Yeah, we have 3 new events. I don't know if we have time to actually
3 evenimente
do them in
noi.
the stream, but we have 3 new events which are a baby
Yeah.
shower.
Oh,
and
baby
that is
shower, nu
something that
cred.
we wanted to make available kind of for all of our new baby stories. So you don't need a pregnant sim to have a baby
Wow,
shower,
ce
right? Maybe
drăguț.
you're telling an adoption story. Or something like that.
Și văd ceva
we
cu
have a family
reuniune.
reunion
Oh, yeah, if we would
Ăla
be
pare
able
foarte
to remove
șmecher.
ourselves from the screen for
Până
a
se
moment, I'm
termină.
kinda
Oh,
surprised.
Asta,
that it
următorul e
was out of
șmecher
order.
la fel.
I'm sorry.
Hai, hai, hai.
a family reunion event.
Mamă,
and
ce
a,
șmecher.
slumber
Hai, mă,
party
mută.
event. And
În
the
slum.
slumber party event also kind of
Drăguț.
shows off our new.
Gen, dorm în corturi dintre ale, în paturi dintre alea pe jos, foarte tare. Și family reunion, foarte frumos. Uitați, ia uitați acolo câte tablouri, vedeți? Da, petrecere în pijamale, da.
stories
Foarte
of
frumos.
a new kind of member of the household joining, whether you have kids that are kind of like wanting to
Ăla
throw a
cu
little
baby
party of their
shower,
own,
foarte
have a
drăguț.
sleepover. That slumber
Foarte
party can be
drăguț.
held in the home, can be held in certain venues.
Reveal.
Have, like, the lock-in effect, like we're in the,
Ăla
you
e
know,
baby
we're
shower-ul,
out
este
and
un
let's,
eveniment în
have
care
a
anunți
sleepover somewhere
familia
else. And a
sexul
family
copilului.
reunion that is sort of gathering, you know, makes a thematic sense of gathering the family together. But that canon is, I think, useful at any event that you might throw, potentially.
Hai mă, nu
is
să
a
bagă în aia Star
celebratory,
Celebration, ce...
object for something like a baby shower.
And you might have noticed that I could also add these events and throw them while we have somebody staying over. So
That's right. So
that's one of the nice things is
the
like
stayover doesn't.
yeah.
Super.
So you could be like, hey, mom and dad, come stay with
Super.
us, and then while they're over, you could throw a
It's not
family reunion.
Yeah, totally.
As a reward for the family reunions, you also get these really awesome picture frames
Ia
that
uitați
I
ce
filled in
mișto.
with pictures of our family.
Foarte
from
tare.
various places.
These are
Vai,
cool.
câte
These
mișto e,
are-
deci eu
these are
credeam,
one
mamă,
object, right? But
în
they're like collage
sfârșit.
frames, so each of the little frames can contain a different photo that you put in there. And I feel like that
ce
is
drăguț!
just such an easy way
Super,
to kind of
mamă. Deci uite de când puteau să
customize
facă
your
chestia
lot with
asta.
decoratives, with pictures.
Ce drăguț.
And so, yeah, these are awesome. But these, like you said, these are rewards from the family
Da, au arătat, da.
event.
So it's kind of late at night. Let's go ahead and have
Yeah. Travel.
Ron and Mira go out together for like a late night date night to the anchor point.
Ia să vedem. Mamă, dar stă ăștia, chiar că nu mi-aminte să fi
We'll
făcut
go
o
here
prezentare
to our
așa.
new library. This one was built by Deligracy.
Asta e făcut de
And
Deligracy,
we'll
ia să
take a look
vedem.
around this neighborhood. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the Anchor Point Wharf, Rach?
Hey, yeah, I'm happy to, although I'm still emotionally recovering from Kyle Kyleson starting a fire. I just needed to say, I think that is Sim Guru Connor's
Îmi place centrul ăsta, foarte drăguț arată.
Anyway, so here's
Foarte
Anchor Point
drăguț.
Wharf, and we were kind of thinking about this as feeling a little bit closer to that city vibe that we wanted.
Okay.
So a lot of the buildings here kind of look like they've been reclaimed. When I pointed out Bayani Robles before in the prior neighborhood, he's one of those founding fathers. We thought of him as somebody who is kind of creating the fishing trade in this area and canning, and it kind of built up from there. The Robles family is still present. We'll see them in another neighborhood, but their family house is the main one is down here.
Asta îmi place casa
My
asta.
favorite thing about this
Foarte
is I
frumos.
wanted this to feel like kind of you could see the original house and then the addition as this
Da,
family
deci aia este
comes
casa
expanding out.
originală,
I
gen
felt
și
like
au
that was
făcut
really emblematic of
o
this pack, just watching
chestie
each
nouă.
family
Interesantă
grows and
ideea
grows and
asta.
they're trying to figure out what to
Foarte
do
interesant.
there. So that's their lot. And then
Da, e
let's see,
foarte
what else
frumos,
do we
îmi place
have
acolo.
here? We have a nice
Chiar îmi
little
place.
square area where there's a
Dacă
piano
strângem
that
bani,
you can
familia
play.
Dumitrescu
There
poate
is
se
a food
mută.
stand
Ștefania,
that you can
vedem.
visit. Yeah, I love this food stand so much, so you can stop by, get a little
Și avem mâncare, Bank Me, sandwich-ul îmi place foarte mult. Mâncare nouă.
I think the main
Theater.
thing aside from the library, which I also just love
Ia,
because
uite
it's
ce
so
drăguț.
family friendly. We have a little area set up for parents. And oh, is that Bernice playing piano? I
This is
love
one
it.
of our pre-mades,
Hey,
one of our
Bernice.
Robles family.
Yay! I love this piano too. I play piano, so this is huge for me. But yeah, let's take a look then at this date night area, the movie
Okay.
theater. This is one of my favorite things.
Da,
because
da,
we
poate să
kinda
fie.
just kicked around an idea
Wow.
of, well, you should be able to see a movie
Ce
here.
drăguț. Într-adevăr
And
nu o
that
să vezi
blossomed
înăuntru,
into
dar măcar
this
poți să
entire
faci o activitate
experience, which
nouă.
is being
Foarte
able to see
tare.
a variety of genres together or by yourself.
Sau singur sau împreună te poți duce. Foarte drăguț. Îmi place. Asta trebuie adăugat când s-a lansat Get Famous.
And when
Și
you
te
go
s-au
into
dus
this theater while you're not able to see it yourself,
să
things
vadă
do
filmul.
happen
Foarte
in there.
frumos. Chiar e o
There
chestie în
may be
plus.
some riveting events that take place when you're there.
Oh, dar stă ceva la filmul ăla.
I'll stop. That's the only one. I swear. But yeah, just chance to kind of get a movie and see how you feel about it. Let's see how they feel.
And you saw that there were different genres of movies. I also, I know that like depending on your Sim's personality, there are different chances that they may or
Uite, film de
may like or
groază.
dislike certain
Și
genres.
sigur, cred că bagă
If it
Wicked
doesn't like
Wings
children, is
să te
gonna
duci la
like
un
this
film
child family
erotic.
movie.
Sunt
But
100%
like I said,
convins că o să
like
existe
romance
chestia
is probably
asta
gonna be pretty
în
down
Wicked
for
Wings.
Practice and Prejudice, which
Oh,
they
yeah.
turned into
They
a movie.
adapted
Te
it.
duci
They
să vezi.
adapted it, right? Yeah.
Yes.
4K.
It always makes me think of the Sims 3 movie theater, which is really nostalgic for me. So
Ah,
that's nice. I think. And I love the way this lights up at night. I
Yeah,
think they did an
it looks
amazing
really
job. with
Frățioare,
that.
acolo apare că încă mai ține
You
film.
can also
Da,
see the
poate or fi în
fog
altă
rolling
sală.
off the bay at night, which I think is really cool.
Ia uite și
and also
mașinile, gen cum se
amazing.
văd acolo,
And
așa
the
că
way this, like,
circulă.
bridge lights up and you can
Yeah.
see all the cars on it.
Da,
Alright, so they
păcat că nu le avem în joc.
So she liked
Oh,
it.
swoons galore.
I think it looks like he liked it
Oh,
too.
what a success!
Ia uite,
Oh, look
succes!
at that.
Yeah.
Aw.
Deci de la film a avut
And they say
chestia aia,
romance
au
is dead.
ținut aia foarte
It's
drăguț.
not.
You just gotta go watch an adaptation of a Jane Austen.
Ia uite, au
story
playground
where
pentru
it was-
copil aici.
I wanted to show off this library too, because we have a lot of new
Nu știu dacă ne-ar
assets
fi,
here that
pe
are
mine nu m-ar fi
really great
încântat
for
neapărat să
children's
văd,
library.
adică tot trebuia să stau acolo,
Like
nu
these
putem să fac o
bookshelves,
acțiune.
which are interlockable.
Până la urmă,
This is
dacă
like
vrei,
an
îți
end
poți
to
face
this
tu un
bookshelf, so you
cinema,
can
știi?
build it like that.
Ceau, Ray, seara bună, mersi că ai
Upstairs
fost pe
we
stream.
have more of these bookshelves and like different layouts, and yeah, Deli did a great job building this library here. That's like a really cool family-friendly one.
Yeah.
You can see our new changing table here. It's like a public changing table.
Oh yeah, the ones that kind of fold down from the side.
Ia uite,
That's super
să
cool.
schimbi copilul
And like a
dacă
little
ești
nursing
într-un
room
loc
here for the
foarte
infants
drăguț.
I think, and this awesome little play area.
Deci vă dați seama că ăștia toți care sunt influencer la Sims
So let's
dau
go
parteneria
ahead
cu
and
ei de cât
travel
timp
to
joacă
the
expansiunea
other
și
neighborhood as
ei
well.
fac clipuri. Wow, cât de tare, cât nu știu ce. Dar ei deja știu lucrurile astea. Și spune că face reacție la nu știu ce chestie urmează să se lanseze. Dar ei de fapt știu.
No, it's
Oh no, I can't bring that. Okay, fine. We'll just bring our family.
Contains our new venue.
Do you want to tell us about this neighborhood as well, Rach?
Yeah, I would be happy to. We'll talk
Yeah.
about the venue in a second, but once we load in, I just want to talk in general about Gilbert Gardens, which is, I mentioned before, we talked about Old Stumpy and mentioned that that was, you know, the last remnant of our sequoias. Our friend Gilbert Gilberts is responsible for the
Nu prea înțeleg
deforestation of
visitors.
San
De ce,
Sequoia.
mă? Că e o chestie
This
mișto.
park area, I was kind of
Adică
thinking
vin în
about it
vizită
as
la tine,
his
nu poate să
estate
vină
that he so graciously
bunicii
gave to me
incognito
after
sau...
he'd passed
Adică
away.
mie mi se pare
So you
destul
can
de
kind of see his
interesant.
old house here.
Uite
There's
și
a
aici
nice
e
little
asta,
lake
foarte
here where
drăguț,
you
îmi
can
place
fish
locația.
and, yes, swim and do more if you walk around it. You might want to
Fine.
keep your eyes peeled for White Claw the crocodile. I don't know, he might not be
Crocodile,
out right
serios?
now, but you know,
You see some
be
bubbles?
wary. Be wary.
Oh,
Be wary.
Be there.
Oh,
There's
oh.
no bubbles now, but
Okay.
Nu pot să cred.
Yeah,
Deci
never
trebuie să ai
know.
grijă.
So, yeah, again, there's a little space where you can do some group walking, and let's see, over here by that's the rec center. We'll go back to it in a sec.
Vai,
The
cât de
splash pad.
frumos
So
e
this is
asta.
okay.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite things in the world. We have to zoom in on my buddy Whalebert over there. Yeah,
I'm
Whalebert.
gonna fast forward so maybe it can be morning by the time. I'm sorry, the timing wasn't great.
Oh, that's all
alright.
Ce
right.
drăguț, îmi
Well,
place.
looks good in any light.
He does.
He
He's the
does.
star of this pack.
But we wanted
Nu-i
to
problemă,
kind of
stai
create this
liniștit.
sort of family-friendly thing.
Da,
and
vin
this little
rudele în
splash
vizită.
pad That kind of grew into a
Acum
gaming
ne-ați
splash
văzut
pad.
în 100 Baby Challenge, mai venea așa câte un copil, dar
Obviously
parcă nu te
stuff like
anunța,
that.
nu
You might
nimic,
think
venea așa
it's
dintr-o
dog,
dată,
I
te
think.
trezi.
I
Bine,
don't
și aici,
know.
dar îți apare
You're
chestia aia,
up for that.
pop-up-ul
Even
ăla
an
acolo.
infant if you're holding it.
Yes, even an infant if you're holding it.
Ia
We
uzi.
didn't get a chance to at our home lot because there was just so much to look at. This is obviously for this neighborhood, sort of like bespoke. Our environment team put this together. It looks incredible.
Ce
But
de
what's
chestii,
really
deci nu
cool is
vine
I
să
think
cred.
almost all of these pieces that you see here are available in the catalog, and you home or on another venue can set it up kind of how you want, right? Each of these kind of like taller mushroom
There's
ones.
even different mats that are different
That aren't
shapes and
here.
different colors.
Yeah.
And you can like design your own for your own lots. It's really cool.
Yeah, so this is not just like this isn't the only splash pad, right? Like you can create one at home, but you can also you have the ability to customize based on all of these pieces, which I think is also really nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit of extra fun if you like that sort of thing, and I hope you do. So yeah, let's move away from that splash pad, and I want to go to the rec center now. I want to talk about rec
Oh,
center.
yeah.
Let's go look at that.
Yeah.
So this one was built by Lil Simsy.
Yeah, and so what I wanted to go for here was, I come from a smaller town where you kind of wanted a central place to do everything, and that's what I was hoping for. So you could come here to make art, play musical instruments. You can come here to work out if you want, just hang out. It's great to book for an event if you
Păi,
want to. I know Scott already talked
n-ai
a
fost
little
mai
bit about
devreme.
some of
Ia
the
uite
events
ce
that you
aici.
can have here if you wanted to
Poate să
book a
fie și
walk-in,
mamă
this is the
surogat.
spot for it.
Ia uite
And
ce
yeah,
de
there are the
chestii.
instruments, and of course the clown painting, which was super important.
Ah,
for
ce
me,
mișto
and
arată alea de
maybe a bit of a clown
calculator.
freak, but
Deci e un
we'll talk
centru
about that another day.
comunitar aici.
So what I
Poți să fii
really
la
wanted to
fitness
do
dacă
whole
nu-ți
stream for
permiți,
that.
poți să stai la
Yeah, God, save that
computer.
for another day.
Ce drăguțe sunt
Those
obiectele alea, îmi
game
plac.
tables, though. So one of my favorite
Da,
things
deci e
we
un
added
centru
this
comunitar
past
aici.
are symbols
E ceea ce
and,
văzusem noi cu
puzzles.
bătrânii
I
de
really wanted to create an
stăteau
area
aici, de
especially
credea
for
lumea că e
elders
un
to
loc
come through and
pentru
socialize,
cei în
hang
vârstă.
out, and just do whatever
Ca un
they want.
fel
So
de,
obviously
da,
there's
la,
a chessboard, but this is
de,
mainly for
nu
me
mai știu
about
cum
the
îi zice
symbols
acum.
and the puzzles. If you wanted to show that
Wait,
off.
did you say puzzles?
Oh, did I jump
Ia
the
uite.
gun? Yes, puzzles.
So they're playing symbols right here, but they can actually change the game to cards, and I think
Drăguț.
there's some others if you have other
A,
paths.
azil de bătrâni, da.
But,
Dar nu e de fapt un
also
azil de bătrâni.
puzzles, which
E
is
un
my
centru
favorite to do
pentru
here.
toți, ia uite și pe aia cum merge. Pentru
So,
toți.
Let's have her. She changed the game to puzzles.
Ia ce
and we can
drăguț,
actually
puzzle,
choose
ia
a
uite,
puzzle.
100 de piese,
There are a lot of
500.
them.
Yeah.
Like a
Wow!
lot of
Different
puzzles.
categories, different sizes.
Foarte
but I saw
fain.
an option here, custom puzzle from reference.
Yes, this is delightful. So we'll do that.
So this allows you to
Ce s-a întâmplat, că m-am și speriat.
take a picture, like our kind of picture
Yeah.
reference, right?
Mhm.
And then that becomes a puzzle that your sim works on. And then when
Aoleu,
you finish
plânge
it,
copilul, Brei.
it'll look like that.
Ai grijă, mamaie, dar copil, că
Yeah.
plânge copilul.
So
Vezi că nu e bine.
oh, she stopped doing that.
Păi da,
Oh,
s-a
she's gonna
oprit.
keep doing it. And we're gonna have her while she's doing this. There's a mischief interaction.
Vă arăt, sper că nu
Oh,
stricați
cards can come over.
joocul.
Yeah.
And take one.
Dacă s-a ridicat
Yeah,
și
she's
nu
a
și-a...
little bit mischievous
Vai!
here.
Fii atent că
So
nu vrea
she's
să...
going to come
Așa.
and steal a puzzle piece
Drăguț.
while they're working on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Type it.
Yeah.
Nobody saw.
Yeah. Got a piece now.
Yeah. And they're gonna keep working on this. Something I love about the rec center is while I feel like I'm here, I regularly
Arată
have
foarte
kids
bine, da,
come
foarte
by
drăguț.
and,
It's a
like,
nice kids area.
Poți să fii cu
Yeah.
copilul și să
Like,
lași
really,
acolo să te...
it's
Na,
kind of for, like,
dacă vine
family
mamaie,
girls,
spre exemplu, uite că a venit să facă puzzle-uri cu bărbații prin
I'm
ăsta
gonna
pe
fast
aici.
forward because I want to see it made.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, I wanted it to be really just for all ages appropriate,
Mhm.
and I think lifesimsYT just did an amazing job building this one, and I hope that there's a lot that everyone else can do when they're making their own if they wish to. But
Ia uite și pe
just something for everyone.
Nancy. A
While they're
venit și
building,
ea.
I forgot to
Aoleu,
mention
dar stă
something
ceva,
that I
mâncați și la
actually
puzzle-ul
brought
ăla.
up earlier with Kyle Kyleson, but I wanted to highlight that I mentioned lore a couple times when I was talking. If you're somebody who's really into lore, I am, you can run the Share Sequoia Secrets interaction on some of our pre-mades if you want to learn a little bit more about them. There's some stuff that I put in. I had hinted before about the Michelsons with the name. If you're a little bit curious to know what's going on there,
Și,
you can kind of run that to find out
și
more
de fapt a
about,
făcut...
Celeste's
Nu pot
history
să
in particular. It's
cred.
really important to
Deci
me
faci
personally.
puzzle în funcție
And
de
also just for everybody else,
poză.
if you want to learn details about
Foarte
the
tare
themselves, the
chestia
area,
asta.
that's the way
Și
to do it.
lipsește piesa. Ritter.
They're
Nu
done
pot să
here, but
cred.
it looks like
There's a piece
because
that
she
was
stole the
stolen.
piece, there's a piece missing. So you can still like frame it, and you can be like, "We're done," right? Like put it up, I guess. But she
Ce
still has
tare,
the
asta îmi
pieces.
place
And she
chestia
can
asta, că
carve
poți să faci puzzle-uri
Did,
cu
and she got
poze.
stole the finish.
Stole
Okay,
the
so she
finish.
put it back.
We
It's a
can
full
also
puzzle
frame
now.
it.
Yeah,
Ia.
and you can see that there's that lovely puzzle from reference that now you have.
Hei,
You can put it on the
vai,
wall.
cât de
You can put it in
frumos.
your,
În sfârșit poți să
keepsake
faci
bag.
mai multe
Very cool,
amintiri
very
de astea. Da,
Do we
drăguț.
want to? I don't know that there's too much more.
I did
that we
want to
wanna-
show off the walking paths.
Yes. Okay. Let's send them for a walk.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna teleport
A,
them
poate să
over here
meargă
just
să
to
se
get them
țină de mână,
quickly.
gen, să aibă grijă de ea. Și asta era o chestie nouă. Uite ce-mi place chestia aia acolo, foarte drăguț.
So this is something that's really fun we added for
Yeah.
elders. Around this
Pentru,
neighborhood there are
cei în
3
vârstă.
different walking paths. You can see them
Okay.
on their signs here. But you can choose to
Nu apare cu nepoata.
leaving.
I think she was running off,
Don't leave, please.
and she was already starting a walk.
Deci mie plac cel mai mult chestiile astea că ăștia vor să arate ceva.
Okay, so we're gonna
Și
do
li s-a
this
întâmplat câte o
right
chestie
now.
de asta.
But there are 3 different of these paths around this neighborhood you can find
Yeah.
with different length of
Ia
trails.
uite pe aia ce îngânfate.
I think our
Yeah.
have to do something. See,
Ia.
Wait for her to come back.
A plecat copilul.
Maybe she's
V-am
walking
zis
already.
eu.
But there's one around the
Go walking, să
lake,
vină odată
right, which is kind of the
copilul.
biggest one. There's one around the pond, which is the smallest one, and then there's this middle-sized one
Yeah,
around the
unde?
arboretum.
I think Grandma started without her. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm done waiting. But they'll go for these power walks.
E
and you
chestia
can
aia,
do
mersul
this
ăla.
as a group.
Dar
I would
merge așa.
suggest,
Ia uite
well,
cum
not
merge.
while they're leaving the neighborhood already, but they'll kind of stop along the way and
Ce drăguț. Ia uite, se oprește și mai bea niște
drink,
apă.
stretch, and then
Frumos.
and then also I wanted to show out that like while she was doing this,
Yeah, she's gonna go around this kind of like bend here.
they react to the neighborhood with like some of these certain things.
Dar
So,
chestia
like,
asta
here
o
they've
poți
got the
face
fun
doar în
food
locurile
area,
unde
so
ai
they'll get a spot for that.
chestia aia.
So like there are special
pusă.
points around each of these neighborhoods where if you're near them, I think there's one near like Old Stumpy potentially, where you'll
Or
get a
like the
sense of just
fisherman
like
statue.
Ce-mi place
Yeah.
asta de
kind
aici,
of the
din
points
față.
that might put your sim in a certain mood, but also just like give them a little bit of sense of location.
Yeah, like a way that they're reacting.
Foarte drăguț. Mamă, cred că s-au plăcit ăia
Another thing I
în
think would be
chestiile alea
neat
ce
to
le-au pe ei.
mention, let's see if I can leave it like
Okay.
and bring him here.
Switch control, bring.
Is we didn't really show this, but
Da,
they
chiar e
have,
drăguț.
made a self-discovery.
Oh right, yeah. This is one of those things where it's like it's a little bit random, or it's not quite random,
Yeah.
but there's stuff going on in the background, and we just didn't get a pop up.
I was hoping we would get a pop-up
Right.
during the stream.
But self-discovery is really cool. You might be, maybe you noticed where you look at Ron and his traits, and you might be like, wait a second,
That's a lot of traits.
does he have, this is soul music is, I love it. He's got an extra trait, doesn't he? And that's because with our new self-discovery system,
Ce-mi
and again,
place
I wish
aici,
that it
cum
had
stă
just
pe
kind of
asta.
popped up so
Foarte
we could show
drăguț
it, but again,
mobilierul ăsta.
stipulation. You have moments depending on how you're playing your sim and what they're doing that behind the scenes we're sort of tracking that, and there are moments when it can pop up and say the game that how you've been playing Ron, for example, and says what did he discover here? This was
He got
Ambitious.
ambitious. So it
and
might
I
have been when
think
he
it
got
was for
promoted or something?
promotion,
Okay.
And then actually,
And so, like here, Ron might have gotten promoted, and at that point, the game would be like, "Oh, it seems like Ron was promoted, or Myra got perfectionist from."
I think she had got a skill to 10.
Okay, so when she got a skill to 10, there are moments where the game reacts to that, and it's like, "Hey, it seems like your sim did this thing. Does that mean maybe they're this trait?" And it gives you a pop-up that allows you to accept it or not. So you can be like, "No, I'm not playing them that way." But it also is another way that growing together allows your sims to sort of evolve, and the game gives you these great opportunities to say, hey, it seems like you're playing your sims this way. Maybe you want to add this family dynamic. Maybe you want to add this new trait. Maybe you want to add this or dislike based on what's happening right now. And I think this is really cool because it just adds this personality trait to your sim. Another thing that can happen is if you have like opposite personality traits. If you have a slob and you end up cleaning up a lot, the game might be like, you're not really playing this sim like a slob. Do you want them to be neat instead? I'll get rid of slob for you and I'll put in neat instead. And I think that's really cool, again, in terms of like growing together, allowing your sims to grow.
Mâine e posibil să fac un live stream, să știți. Să vă uitați pe Discord sau pe canal. O să postez.
The cap is like 6 total personality traits that they can get. So they can get 3 more through self-discovery.
Yeah, it's fun for story.
Yeah.
And just playing the game and
Păi
seeing
îți alegi
how
alea
things
cu
go with it. I really
relația de
enjoyed
familie,
this
cred,
and,
dacă
like,
la ea te
finding different
referi.
ways you unlock them. I think so. That seems like a pretty good overview of our pack of growing together.
Yeah, there's so much in this pack. I am so excited for people to get their hands on it and start
Deci cam astea sunt lucrurile.
Like it deepens your relationships, it makes your family matter more, it gets drama in your game, it makes
haideți să vă spun că acum ăștia stă la discuție. Pe data de 6, adică luni, cei care se ocupă de jocul City Skylines, Paradoxul, așa se numește compania, are mai multe jocuri în familia lor, ca să zic așa. Urmează să prezinte un joc de life simulation, adică un joc ca Sims. Și o să stau cu ochii să văd ce se întâmplă acolo. E posibil să apară pe lângă Paralives, de care v-am mai tot zis eu că este un joc de simulare ce urmează să se lanseze. Este că cei de la Paralives, de la Paradox, vor să scoată un joc de simulare. Ăștia sunt foarte buni pe simulări. Și cred că o să fie ceva destul de interesant și o să vă las mai multe imagini și chestii de genul ăsta dacă o să pară destul de relevant pentru mine, adică dacă într-adevăr arată ca un joc de simulare. Deci asta era chestia pe care voiam să vă spun. Oricum, foarte interesant pack-ul și sugarii chiar a fost foarte drăguț, mi-a plăcut foarte mult. O să mai aflăm pe zilele următoare și alte chestii, îs lucruri multe ce trebuie să apară, adică pe care le vom descoperi în această expansiune. Sper totul să fie ok, expansiunea, și să nu avem probleme așa foarte mari cu ea sau, nu știu, să nu existe vreo situație dintre asta neprevăzută cum a fost la, cum îi spune, la Wedding Stories. Și sper să fie ok, ca să zic așa. Așa că, dragii mei, eu vă mulțumesc tare mult că a stat în această seară cu mine. Chiar m-am simțit foarte bine și vă mulțumesc că ați lăsat și like-uri și tot ce trebuie pe acolo. Chiar nu mă așteptam să văd atâta activitate din partea voastră. Așa că ia să văd ce am pe aici. Trebuie să pun și eu o melodie, ceva de final, ca să fie totul, ca să zic așa, pregătită. După ce mănânc eu o să intru pe Discord, să joc niște multiplayer. Dacă mai puteți să intrați și să stați și voi acolo, vă așteptăm și o să ne jucăm împreună. Așa că vă doresc o seară cât mai frumoasă tuturor și să ne auzim cu bine și data viitoare. V-am pupat, ceau, seară bună, pa, pa!
If you don't wanna stay, so how's it gonna be? You got me on my knees. I don't need no roses on my bed. If I could pull you closer to me, babe, ain't nobody touch me like you can. I just need some closure, a little closure. I don't need no roses on my bed. If I could pull you closer to me, babe, ain't nobody touch me like you can. I just need some closure, a little closure. I just need some closure. I'll pull you close, like you to me, babe. I just need some closure. I need some closure, like you to me, babe. I just need some closure. I'll pull you close, like you to me, babe. I just need some closure. I need some closure, like you to me, babe. I just need some. Tear me apart when I know you don't want me. 'Cause I've been going fast and you wanna go slowly. Maybe I'm just wasting time. Tell me how you feel. I don't wanna be a friend, I want something real. Maybe if I stay the night, you could feel the same. And maybe if you treat me right, we can rearrange. But I'm not even gonna try if you don't wanna stay. So how's it gonna be? You got me on my knees. I don't need no roses on my bed. If I could pull you closer to me, babe, ain't nobody touch me like you can. I just need some closure, a little closure.